to newsroom at channelafrica.co.za, as well as +27 11 714 4459. Channel Africa News, I'm Onele Tsinzi.
SABC News. The African Perspective. We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet. Channel 628. Time to stay informed, inspired, and connected to the ideas driving Africa forward. The Upside on Channel Africa, the African Perspective.
5 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African Time. Good afternoon and welcome to the Thursday edition of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African Perspective, with me, Tebogo, Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko Mosito, broadcasting live on social media at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. Mmatsheko Mosito, how you doing?
That's how I'm doing. It's a good day to have a good day, yo. It's a beautiful day. The sun is out. Happy Thursday. I'm feeling very happy. How are you feeling?
Oh man, I'm fantastic. It is a beautiful day out. It's hot, but it's not that bad. There's a nice breeze going around in Johannesburg at the moment. Much needed after the heat we've been experiencing over the past couple of weeks. Here's what's coming up on the Upside this afternoon. We talk all things art. There's an art fair that will be taking place in Cape Town, titled "The Planet is Screaming, Listen to Mother Nature" by Pierre-Louise Geldenhuys. And then we've got a buy local summit and expo that's also coming up, just promoting and advocating for local procurement from suppliers, restaurants, experiences. Keep it local and let's boost the economy, and I'm all for that.
Absolutely. The free trade agreement has been signed with different alliances from what I've seen, and it is wonderful to see that we are not only buying local, but we are producing local, right? Because one cannot exist without the other. So here we are. It's going to be a wonderful show. Thanks for being here. We're on with you until 4.
Live keys.
For life, it's this ball. Every day now I believe with a shameful decor. I for don't turn visitor. Overstay my welcome, but I for chop full in sauce. Chop full in sauce. Even my mama joined there. My grandma joined, my papa joined. But my shima comes first. I one person. I know they carry kid we don't like shopping. Gucci, Fendi, Versace, Nike, she can't look sporty. She don't want to worry about kids. But she dey be like Calamantus, press her quickly. The whole of zone 1, they might building. But me shut the door, they want beg me, put down school fees. Some of them go use the money, can't put up. For life, it's this ball. Every day now I believe. Shameful decor. I for don't turn visitor. Overstay my welcome, but I for chop full in sauce. Shaggy, chop full in sauce. Bastard.
Oh, yo, yeah, yeah. You know my killer where they stay for Bodo, Yipo. Steady the charge for dollars. Oh, yo, yeah, yeah. The one for yeah, no, they yeah, what do. Samantha said, fit the land walk. Sexy girls, see they can't go. If you no be Gucci, nah brother, say Shelly, Addis Ababa, so no more grinding. With the fast life, it's plenty. She call me Santa, exclusive. Bahamas, balling and balling, no more bamba. No be choice, no be data. Steady calculator numbers.
If for life, it's this ball. Every day, I believe with a shameful decor. I for don't turn visitor. Overstay my welcome, but I will chop full in sauce. Chop full in sauce. Even my mama
Odumudu Black coming through there with a song titled Pity This Boy featuring Victoni. It's 9 minutes before 2 p.m. Oh, 9 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. I apologize. 9 minutes after 1 p.m. Here, let me tell you what's coming up in this hour. I think that's much better, safer bet. We're going to have a conversation about how to navigate family trauma. Strategies on coping with family trauma. Perhaps you are experiencing family trauma right now, whether unspoken, and you are living the lived experience where, you know, there's rivalries, there's bitterness, there's unforgiveness, and it ends up causing the family dynamics to be extremely, extremely tainted. How do you deal with that? What's the first step to take? Well, that conversation is coming up next.
Stella Longwe pamalonje.
Apa ndikatswiri oyimba wa dziko la Zambia ameneyu ndi Isaac Zulu Isaac. Apa pali nyimbo imene munayimba yomwe ikuti Manda Ambeta. Nyimbo imene imakamba zotani?
Nyimbo imeneyi ndinayimba zona ndikuchoka pasi pa mtima kama kakuona ma situation yena amene amachitika makamaka kukhala chikulisa achinyamata kapena azibambo titazibambo. So kambiri chimapezeka kuti azibambo bena aliko amene amakhala ndi mitima ankhanza osadziwa mosamalira banja kuti wachikondi wanga ndifuna kukhala naye mnjira yotani kuti moyo wake ukhale wosangalala. Ndino zimafika pena zoti mwina wachimayi walemedwa nazo nkhanza za munthu wachimuna kapena kuti abambo okhala nawo pa nyumba. Ena amafika pa mtima pokamba mawu kuti ine munthu amuna anga pondikwatira ananditenga ku makolo sanatenge m'munsi mwa mtengo. Ndino nisafe chifukwa cha chikondi. Kulibe manda ambeta ngakhale tapita ku manda wina akafa munthu wokwatira kapena osakwatiwa sipamalembeka kuti pafa munthu amene sadalepo mbanja.
Thengati wamphamvu kuti iyayi azibambo azisamalira bwino akazi osachitira nkhanza komanso azimayemera kuona mazunzo iyayi kulibe manda ambeta.
Malonje pa nthawi ya 6 koloko kufikira 7 koloko madzulo. Lowiruka ndi Stella Longwe.
Midday vibes, great programming, and good company. This is Channel Africa.
Everybody for you. I did your shake bello. Motives of one tell bello. Deliver like I get bello. Them say I did go sell out. Them say I did go sell out. Destiny to fortuna. I go make you Joe Dada. Say you get the power. Sweetie passy amala ketu. Shinji kagawa. Jesu Christi lobawa. Got them falling yakata. You know I see sabi girl they do.
Ira Star coming through there with a song titled Stability. 14 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. I tell you what, we were having, own off-air conversations, quite a few weeks ago, and talking about the dynamics of being in a family, right? And what happens when those dynamics either shift or they become, I wouldn't say toxic. Toxic sounds horrible, but when you're dealing with families where they don't see eye to eye, and all of a sudden you can't go to that side of the family because something happened 10, 20, 30 years ago, and we've never spoken about it. We've never gotten to a point of reconciling and forgiveness, and therefore there's this rift that has formed. How do you deal with it? How do you go about approaching the elders in the family so that you can reconcile and become united again? And we are now going to look at strategies on how to go about coping with family tragedy, or rather, the impact of trauma in the family household. When a family goes through something life-changing together, right, the emotional impact can shape relationships, communication, and the daily life long after the event itself. Someone passes away, if your aunt, your uncle, parent. While each person may respond differently depending on their age and personality, the shared experience can leave lasting marks on everyone involved. Some people may withdraw, struggle with sleep, experience mood changes, or relive the event through intrusive memories. Others may appear angry, distracted, or emotionally numb. Experts say open communications, strong social support, and healthy routines can help families regain stability. But professional guidance is often the key to further unpack and help us navigate family traumas. We are joined on the line by Kopano Bukaba, registered wellness counselor. Kopano, thank you so much for your time. Welcome to the Upside. How are you doing? Oh, he's not on the line yet. All right. He is on the line. Okay. Kopano, how are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
We are fantastic. Kopano, we were having our conversation saying, when we're dealing with family trauma, it's such a there are different ways of responding to it. There's no one right way of responding to it. But I think as an expert, I think you are best to advise us on how best we approach a family tragedy. A parent has passed away, a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle has passed away. What are the steps that we need to take, and how do we navigate this new shift in dynamics where now a family member is no longer part of the living, if you will?
Cool. Thank you so much. I think most importantly, this speaks to family trauma in some way or another. And it shows up in different ways for different people. It's very important that we remember that when something like this happens, or a tragedy like this happens in the family, it meets the individuals in the family at different stages. So you could have children who are still developing, you've got teenagers, you've got adults who are also just trying to process and have their own things that they grew up with and now are adults. I think the most important thing to remember that things will happen that are, in inverted commas, we can say normal. When somebody wakes up and there's a nightmare, maybe a child experiences silent nightmares, people cannot sleep in the house, we're not talking to each other properly, we're raising our voices, it comes in different ways. But the first thing is for us to be aware of it as adults and to name it, to call it whatever it is. We are experiencing loss, it's grief, and allow each other in the household to actually process the feelings and emotions that come with it. Often, this person who might have, the person that we might have lost could be somebody who's been playing a very vital role in the family. So just making sure that we are giving each other at home enough time to process what is happening currently to us.
All right, we're in conversation with Kopano Bokaba in her capacity as a registered wellness counselor. We're discussing family trauma. Let's take a break.
Channel Africa is moving with the times, and so is our WhatsApp line. We've changed our WhatsApp number, making it even easier for you to stay connected. Send us your voice notes, comments, shout outs, and song requests to our new WhatsApp number, +27 83 288 6684. That's +27 83 288 6684. Save it, share it, and stay in the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective. The upside. On the upside, your voice matters.
We're 20 minutes into 1 p.m. in Central African time. Let's continue to unpack family trauma with our registered wellness counselor, Kopano Bokaba, joining us on the line. Kopano, I'd like us to... What's happening? Okay, let's take another break.
Africa, voici Abedi.
Oui, c'est moi.
Abedi est un passionné de musique dans l'âme. Il a un goût pour toutes sortes de musique et passe ses journées à écouter Channel Africa.
J'aime beaucoup la musique africaine.
Ok. Devinez quoi? Channel Africa veut aider Abedi et les mélomanes du monde entier à découvrir encore plus de musique incroyable. C'est pourquoi Channel Africa appelle les artistes africains à soumettre leur musique. Chers artistes, n'oubliez pas de nous fournir toutes vos informations pertinentes à l'email adresse musique@channelafrica.co.za. Les soumissions sont votre chance d'être entendues, mais elles ne garantissent pas une playlist. Toutes les soumissions seront soigneusement examinées pour voir si elles répondent aux exigences de notre station. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
Je, una jambo lolote akilini mwako? Je, una shauku kuhusu masuala muhimu? Na je, una maoni ambayo unataka yasikike? Kweli, hili jukwaa ni la kwako. Piga simu au tuandikie kwenda WhatsApp namba alama ya kujumulisha 2760552594 na tutakupigia simu.
Mtangazaji wa habari zetu za Afrika Kusini.
Hivyo unaweza kuwa mshirika kwenye matangazo yetu. Sio mazungumzo tu, ni fursa yako ya kuchangia maoni yako na kushirikiana na jumuiya ya wasikilizaji wanaotamani mtazamo wako. Tufuate mitandao ya kijamii. Tembelea tovuti yetu www.channelafrica.co.za na uwe tayari kushiriki na kuchangia maoni yako kwenye Channel Africa. Channel Africa, mtazamo wa Kiafrika.
The Upside, taking the African perspective to fresh levels.
Let's pick up our conversation with Kopano Bokaba, registered wellness counselor. Kopano, I wanted to actually stay on us defining what is happening with us and within our family structures. I think as we're trying to, we live in a time where we're trying to kind of understand things psychologically and attaching terminologies to get a deeper understanding of what's happening to us, because without the definition, you don't really know what the situation is, and therefore you cannot you cannot sort of treat what the problem is, so to speak. So how do we actually define trauma? Because that's a word that's become, quite trendy, so to speak. Something happens, I'm traumatized, or somebody does something to me and they're traumatizing me. So what exactly is trauma? Because that is quite a deep term when you look at how debilitating it can be, when you look at how paralyzing it can be to individuals and their families.
Of course. I think, you know what, I'll try to simplify it for all of us. When you're thinking about trauma, you're thinking about events, moments, experiences in your life that have caused you to feel a sense of unsafety, instability. So now you are always going to respond in moments that are similar to those that you've experienced in the past, in a way that makes you feel a certain way. So, for example, if a child experienced abuse or has been experiencing loss in the family, that stays in their subconscious, especially when it's not treated well. It's not, nobody helped the child to process things. So the body then takes all of that and places in, or responds to it as, okay, am I feeling safe at the moment? Am I being reminded of whatever happened to me before? And now I know how I responded before. It helped me in that moment. Not to say that it's going to support me throughout, but at that moment, it helped me to say, okay, I'm going to fight this, and I did. So if it's causing you unsafety, instability, and it could be because of the experiences, it could be because of the environment, it could be because of what somebody had said to you, but how the body then takes all of that and makes sense of it is two things. Am I feeling safe? Am I feeling stable? And if the answer is no at that moment, I think you are experiencing some kind of trauma.
What steps then should families take? Is it as simple as we need to get professional help, seek out counseling as a family? Do we just start developing routines just to get back to a sense of normalcy? What steps do we then take after a traumatic event?
You kind of answered it. So one of the things is that families need to be very aware of the patterns that come up from the children, from teenagers. Like I explained in the beginning, that trauma meets us at different stages in our lives.
Yeah.
And for younger children, when your children is having, or your children are having nightmares, sudden clinginess, regress behavior, they play that repeatedly, almost like takes back the child to the event. And then to a teenager, when you're seeing the teenager all of a sudden starting to take risk, like behavior, activities, this child is somewhat now starting to withdraw from the family, their mood swings, then you know that we are dealing with something that could be symptoms of trauma. But now, I think it is normal, like I said, for us to have shock, to see fear amongst each other, trouble sleeping, and all of those things, because those are the signs of something is happening in the family and we need to address it. Yes, you can go for, yes, actually not you can, try seek for support, try seek for help when you know that something like that has happened. Because often, even the people who are in charge and in control, which are the parents at the time, might not have all the solutions. Routine is very important in a family, especially for children. Like I said, the nervous system needs to know that you are safe and you are within secure structures. So I think having regular meal times, regular bedtimes, when you are communicating amongst each other in a family setting, that there are clear expectations. Okay, that when you are feeling a certain way, these feelings that you cannot pinpoint, some people call them hushies, that you explain them to your family and your family gets to process with you. I think outside all of that, it's important for families to also start noting times when they can have structured check-ins with one another. And this is obviously outside them asking for professional support, that should be building or rebuilding, unlearning or learning new ways of us now having to deal with what is happening currently.
Right. Okay, so unfortunately we've run out of time, but if we are seeking family counseling, is that a service that you offer?
Yes. I do facilitate conversations among families. I've got experience in communities that are, having to seek these kind of conversations. So 100%, I've got capacity.
Right. And how do we get hold of you, Kopan?
You can email me on kopanobugaba@gmail.com. That is how you then, you book your appointment. And then after that, I will definitely give you a call back. And this is obviously when you are emailing me, you're just giving me some kind of like, hey, I need support on whatever. Here are my numbers. Please contact me back. And that's what I will do.
Okay, sounds good. I think it's such an important service, and I was very particular about asking that, because if we can't heal our families, then we really are just going to be destructive as a society. We've got to fix family structures beforehand. Kopano Bokaba, registered wellness counselor. It is 1:30.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
And it's a very good afternoon from the sports desk. I am Mosibu Dimakura with the latest sports news at the Sawa. We'll start with local football news. A disappointed Orlando Pirates head coach Abdel Salam Wadu says Wednesday night's 2-1 defeat to Mamelodi Sundowns is not the end of the world. They can still go a long way before the Betway Premiership is concluded this season. So this top of the table clash, played in front of more than 60,000 spectators at the FNB Stadium in Johannesburg last night, produced a result that could have a significant impact on how the league title race unfolds this season. Sundowns, who have a game in hand, reduced Pirates' lead to just 3 points, but Wadu says they will keep on believing.
In football, if you ask me that question when 5 games left, I would be agree with you, but the number of the game that we still have everything can happen, and 13 games, I think I have to say 13 or 14 games. For me, we still have to work.
Now, this was Pirates' first loss in the league since October of last year, when they lost back-to-back opening matches to Sekhukhune United as well as Marumo Gallants. Wadu says this is not the end of the world, and it's also very important to keep on motivating his boys after a good run that has led them to be part of the league title race this season.
If you have seen the second half, of course we pushed, we create some chances. Unfortunately, we didn't put them in the net, and it's just to give hope to the guys, to motivate them. You have to choose the right words as well, not to put them down, but to keep believing, to keep them believe on what we are doing.
On to tennis news now. World number 1 Carlos Alcaraz maintained his perfect start to 2025 with a straight sets win over Valentin Roya at the Doha Open, notching his 9th victory of the year. Alcaraz rallied from 5 down in the second set to win the match at 6-2 and 7-5, and will now face Karen Khachanov in the quarterfinals, having won all 5 of their previous encounters. Meanwhile, the world number 2 Yannick Sinner eased past Alexei Poprin of Australia 6-3 and 7-5, extending his streak to 50 straight wins against players ranked outside of the top 15. He'll now meet Jakub Minensk in the last 8 for a place in the semi-finals. Elsewhere, Stefanos Tsitsipas beat Daniel Medvedev to reach his first quarterfinal since last April, while Artur Fils overcame his compatriot Quentin Hales and will face off with Jakub Minsk, Stefanos Tsitsipas in the the quarterfinals of the Doha Open. And finally, Ronda Rousey as well as Gina Carano will undergo stricter neurological as well as concussion medical tests before they are cleared to return to the MMA. Now, the long-retired duo are scheduled to meet in a 5-round featherweight bout on the 16th of May in California in the USA. Rousey has spoken at length about serious concussion problems throughout her athletic career and also said it contributed to her decision to retire from MMA about 10 years ago. Now, the California State Athletic Commission requires additional testing for fighters over the age of 40. Rousey, by the way, is 39 years of age. The commission uses recommendations from the Association of Ringside Physicians to screen older fighters. And that's a wrap from the sports desk at the Sawa. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, remember to send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or give us a call. The newsroom line is +27 11714 4459. The time has just gone 13:35 p.m. Central African time. I'm back with more sports news in the next hour. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Mosibudi Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective. Get Channel Africa on DSTV Audio Bouquet. Channel 802. Across Africa, communities rise with the promise of clean water and clean sanitation. The African Union's 2026 theme calls us to action.
It's about mobilizing real commitments, securing climate-resilient water and sanitation projects, and ensuring that water becomes a driver of sustainable development and prosperity across the continent.
A landmark moment, not only for Africa, but for the global movement for access to safe water for all.
Assuring sustainable water availability for every home, every village, every nation. This is the Africa we want.
Channel Africa, the African perspective.
36 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the latest business news.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Thanks, Tebogo, and a very good afternoon to our listeners. Our top story this hour: Rwanda's central bank hiked its key lending rate by 50 basis points to 7.25% today, after inflation rose beyond its target band. Inflation in the East African country accelerated to 8.9% year-on-year in January from 8% in December. The central bank aims to keep inflation in a range of 2% to 8%. Central Bank Governor Soraya Hakuzirayemne says risks to the inflation outlook include lower agricultural output, persistent energy-related cost pressures, and global and regional geopolitical tensions. Africa's biggest economies, Nigeria and South Africa, are driving the strongest growth in demand for stablecoins and are the most optimistic about their potential, with many users also wanting them to become more widely accepted. This is according to a survey titled Stablecoin Utility Report. The report states that stablecoins are promising faster and cheaper ways to move money in poorer countries, but as 99% of them, including the dominant Tether and USDC, are pegged to the dollar, they also raise worries about economic dollarization and capital flight. The survey, conducted by YouGov with crypto firms BVNK, Coinbase and Artemis, took the views of more than 4,650 individuals from 15 countries who either hold or plan to hold stable coins or cryptocurrencies. The South African Transport and Allied Workers Union has rejected the proposed 3.25% wage increase in the passenger sector. The offer, specifically for bus drivers, was tabled by the South African Road Bargaining Council. This comes after the union tabled their demands as their 2-year wage agreement is coming to an end with the employer. SATAO national spokesperson Amanda Chemese says if their demands are not met, they will be forced to go on strike and fight for their members. Chemese says they've started preparing for the necessary processes and procedures for the strike.
We are demanding 6.5% increment for the first year and 7.5% in the second year of the agreement across the board. The employer continues to undermine and insulting bus drivers. They are only offering us 3.25%. We are rejecting this nonsense. We have declared a dispute and we have already started with all the necessary processes and procedures to embark on strike. We have been very patient with these bus companies and they always come to the negotiating table with nothing to offer at all. We understand the difficulties that the poor and the working class would be subjected to if we go on strike, as millions of South Africans are depending on these services daily. But as a union, we are left with no choice.
Environmental activists in South Africa say government has failed in its duty to include communities when drafting policy and budgets. This comes ahead of the budget speech next week. Water infrastructure, facilities for fisherfolk, and climate change are among some of the critical issues that activists are hoping will be accommodated for in Minister Enoch Godongwana's speech. Founder of the Durban Community Environmental Alliance, Desmond Desar, is hopeful for a more productive budget as many of the past did not come to fruition.
From what I've observed and understand with all the work of 30 years working in Durban, the budgets have failed to address the core issues of climate change, but also about decency and dignity. And despite this progressive constitution that we have in South Africa, the most progressive constitution in the world, one of, we have failed to address the issue of decency and dignity. And as a result of no decency and no dignity, no service delivery to the poorest of the poor, climate change has increased and exacerbated, and for the poor people who bear the brunt of all that, they got worse. Things have got worse and challenging, and many lives have been lost on account of the climate change.
The U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright has given the International Energy Agency a one-year deadline to move away from its net zero climate-focused agenda or risk losing the U.S. as a member. In 2015, the United States and nearly 200 other countries signed the Paris Accords, an international pledge to limit global warming by burning less oil, gas, coal, with a goal of reaching net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. Wright says the U.S. will use all the pressure it has to get the IEA to eventually, in the next year or so, move away from the net zero agenda. He said that it was not the U.S.'s goal to withdraw from the IEA because they do not want to risk China gaining more influence over the agency if the U.S. leaves. And now taking a look at the indicators, $1 US in Nigeria is trading at 1,341 naira this afternoon. In Botswana, it's at 13 pula and 3. Kenya, the dollar is trading at 128 shilling and 2. And in Zambia, it's 18 kwacha 58. The BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is trading at 5 real 22. Russia, 76 rubles 50. In India, it's 90 rupees 69. China, 6 yuan 90, and South Africa, $1 is trading at 16 rand 2 cents this afternoon. $1 is trading at 73 pence to the British pound and 84 to the euro. Looking at commodities, gold is trading at $4,987 per ounce, just shy of the $5,000 mark. Platinum at $2,091 per ounce, while Brent crude oil is at $71.29 a barrel. And that's the business news. I'll be back with another update in the next hour. In the meantime, if you have any stories you'd like to share with us, please do send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or give us a call on +27 11 714 4459. For the Channel Africa Business Desk, I am Buntle Hetbush.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. The Morning Switch Weekend with the Shy Guy.
I Show Speed, often called Speed, who is a popular American YouTuber and live streamer known for his high-energy personality, loud reactions, and unpredictable humor. He visited Ethiopia, and he was shocked what he found out, actually, when he got to Ethiopia. He got to find out that, they don't use the Gregorian calendar. That is, we are in 2026 right now. And he got to find out they are in 2018.
2018? 2018.
Are you trolling me?
No.
It's 2026.
No.
It ain't 2026.
no. Wait, we in the past? Ronaldo is still in Real Madrid. Everything is in the past here.
Oh man, how shocked the speed was.
He went back in time.
Saturday and Sunday mornings belong to the Morning Switch. 3 to 6 a.m. Central African Time.
Ritmos e cultura. Com Jacob Tivani.
Meus ouvintes do Ritmos e Cultura, hoje em linha com uma das grandezas da música moçambicana, por que não? Ele que é um dos kings da marrabenta, Mother Muda in the building.
É um prazer enorme estar a fazer parte deste programa. Deixe-me só saudar. Boa tarde a todos os ouvintes que me ouvem neste preciso momento. Meu nome é Bermuda, de Alau Fanelo Estarapo, Gás de Água da Canhela é Mabiscato. Eu vou saudar de uma maneira diferente. Ah, titabuya mwanango, tiduma tifika giane. Ah, titabuya mwanango, tiduma tifika giane. Ani motivelo ababa yena otiva mina haikonama. Ani motivelo anona yena otiva wahimbo wadwa. Cá estou eu, irmão, para conversarmos, para falarmos um pouco de tudo. Estou aqui, estou aberto. Eu estou muito feliz porque é a primeira vez que eu falo nesta rádio, falo para os ouvintes, então estou muito feliz.
Ritmos e cultura com Jacob Tivani. Todos os domingos, das 20 às 21 horas.
Broadcasting in 5 different languages, connecting the continent. This is Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Holy fire, holy water, holy money, only money, only money, only money. We are woody fire, woody thunder, only money, only money, only money. And let the mare bless you with body, oh baby, oh. Star boy go bless you with money, oh my girl. And let the mare bless you with body, oh baby. Oh, star boy go bless you with money, oh my girl. Yeah, sucker, 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 baby. Sucker, 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 sucker. Oh, yeah, give from luck. Lock, yo, I give from baby. Sucker, sucker. Oh, when I come through, they know we survive, so they turn up all eyes on me now. So many things we fit to do with your Mmatsheko, baby. Stop getting plenty money. You know what you gotta do. Baby, she love for me, show me how to do. No doubt I'm the one for you. I'm the one for the TV every time you do. Your body like Orodo. I'm a yakman, my type of polo show. Yeah. Sucker, baby. Sucker. Oh, yeah, give from lock. Lock. Oh, yeah, give from baby. Sucker. Body, girl, you confuse my thinking with your body. Girl, it's for you that I'm singing with your body. Girl, come chop on my money. With your back, I'm in come chop on my money. You make a man want smoke cannabis. Sucker. How my brain done reset. Sucker. All I see now your way. Sucker. Girl, come on, you make me dance. Sucker. I like the way your body stand back from you. Sucker. Baby, come juggle up from you. Sucker. Make your body move from me. Sucker. Baby, come just bang up from you. Sucker. Sucker, baby. Sucker. Oh, yeah, give from lock. Oh, yeah, give from baby. Sucker. Step in the place, the party's scatter. Make them surrender. Whether they give them what they need, yeah. Another hit, another one. Nicki Minaj, she start to dance. Girl, I love the things you do, yeah. So baby, dance and dance to kusu, yeah. When you do that dirty wine, yeah. We are your baby, we are your body, yeah. Sucker. yeah, Joe baby, yeah, go crazy, yeah, do body, yeah. Suck up. Want to spend money, make me spend money, make me spend money, yeah. Suck up. Yeah, Joe baby, yeah, go crazy, yeah, do body, yeah. Suck up, 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 baby. Suck up, suck up, suck up, suck up, suck up. Oh, yeah, give him lock up, lock up, lock up, lock up. Oh, yeah, give him, baby. Suck up, suck up, suck up. Lekhuleni, bless you with body, oh, baby. Oh. Star boy, go bless you with money, oh, my girl. Lekhuleni, bless you with body, oh, baby. Oh. Hey. Star boy, go bless you with money, oh, my girl. Yeah. Oh, yeah, suck up, 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 baby. Suck up, suck up, suck up, suck up, suck up. Oh, yeah, give him lock up, lock up, lock up, lock up. Oh, yeah, give him, baby.
11 minutes to go till it is 2 p.m. in Central African time. This is The Upside with Tebogo Lekhuleni and Mosito. That's my name. We're on until 4 p.m. Thank you for being here. Soko, thanks to Starboy coming through. What a beautiful song, man. A song for legends like you and me and Tebogo. Thanks for being an upsider. Wow. Are you not believing that you're a legend?
We are legends.
What was that? Yeah, we're legends. I'm a legend. You're not a legend. Life is too short not to be a legend.
You can be a legend. No, I don't want to be a legend. No.
But you are.
No, I don't want to be a legend.
You are.
Our upsiders are legends. Every single
denying
upsider.
his legends.
Every single upsider listening to this is an absolute legend.
And they agree with me.
Absolutely.
That you are a legend.
10 minutes before 2 p.m. Central African time. What caught your eyes? Coming up next.
Ahoy, matey!
Captain here to help, right, boys?
Set sail with us on a digital voyage like no other. Channel Africa has a treasure trove of awesomeness. That is our website and social media pages.
Tell me, why are you here?
We want you to be part of our adventure.
The winds are changing, Captain. And this time...
Imagine a world where curiosity knows no bounds, where entertainment meets enlightenment, and where every click leads to the African perspective. Visit us on our website, www.channelafrica.co.za, or follow us on Instagram or on X at Channel Africa One. Go on, like us on Facebook at Channel Africa One. So, spread the word. Tell a friend that Channel Africa's online variety is what they need on the web. Channel Africa, the African perspective. The Upside, 1 to 4 p.m. Central African Time. With Tebogo Lekhuleni and Mosito. Only on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
9 minutes before 2 p.m. Central African Time. Time for What Caught Your Eye. Here's what caught my eye. Very sad. No, very sad. Very sad. Because we are seeing this happening, and not for the very first time. It's happened countless number of times. And at this level, you sort of get to a point where you're like, it's unacceptable. It's absolutely unacceptable. Soccer fans will have noticed that Real Madrid was trending yesterday. Benfica was trending yesterday. Vini Jr. was trending yesterday. Here's why. Because during the Champions League match away to Benfica, Real Madrid that is, after Vini had scored a goal, which ultimately led to being the opening and only goal, it was a 1-0 win against Benfica. After he scored, he went to go celebrate. And he was at the corner post there celebrating, doing the celebration. Nothing wrong with that. I thought that was fine. Nothing wrong with that. But apparently the referee found that he was antagonizing the home crowd. And he booked him, gave him a yellow card for the celebration. There was nothing wrong with the celebration. That then led to another incident. As he's walking back, to reset, get ready for to continue the play, a player from the Benfica side, a player by the name of Argentinian winger, Gianluca Prestiani. He pulled up his shirt and said a few things to Vinny. It turns out that what he had actually said, as Kylian Mbappe had noted because he was close by, he said to Vinny, he was calling him a monkey, racial slurs to Vinny. And he said this under his shirt, so you can't see. I mean, he said, so the camera can't see what you're actually saying. Vinny went to complain to the ref. The ref then called timeout and said, listen, hey, there's been a racial incident on the field, therefore we must stop the game. Okay? So they stopped the game, 10-minute break, everyone got a chance to just cool off a bit and then went back and carried on. During that time, during the break, Jose Mourinho, a legend in the football world, in hindsight, he was heard commenting at some point saying that Vinny brought this upon himself. And I got, in my head, I almost had a small little spasm, little panic attack. You brought it upon yourself to be called a monkey, is what you're saying. Jose Mourinho. The fact that this racism is at this highest level in football, there are young people who are looking up to these players, who want to be the next star at Real Madrid, at Benfica, so on and so forth. And this is how you conduct yourself. It's unacceptable. I wonder, there's going to be investigations right now on that game, and we'll see how they respond. Whether this player does not deserve to be playing at that level. Calling another human being a monkey. That we are still here, and it's not the first time Vinny has had to go through this. Kylian Mbappe, all these players of color have had to deal with so much racism. The worst thing is that, Mmatsheko, they have to go back to the next game, pretend nothing has happened, and carry on playing. No, there needs to be stricter. You can punish the team. You can fine them. You can dock their fees. You can then reduce the number of seating at their stadium to punish the fans. But we need the systemic racial injustices and racism. We need to do something about it. And I'm calling out to the UEFA board to say, guys, you need to have stricter measures. And you need to, be strict on how you deal with these matters. It's unacceptable to have these players of color be treated as non-human. To be called an animal is absolutely horrible. That's what caught my eye. If you want to add on to this conversation, you're more than welcome at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. What caught your eye, Mmatsheko Mosito?
Classic loser behavior. Honestly, that one sounds like... he represents the lowest that we have sunk as humanity. And I agree with you that there needs to be stricter rules. It's one thing to have disagreements in the workplace, and I call it workplace because the field of play is their workplace. But it's another thing to be a coward and call somebody names under your shirt. Unacceptable.
Proper cowardice.
Absolutely unacceptable. So from the football field to religion, when last did you fast? For 40 days?
Never.
Never
40 days.
It's just 40 days. I mean, it's not a lot. No. So it's like a month and a bit.
No, I'm sorry.
When last did you fast?
Last time I fasted was for maybe 4 hours. I was like, too much.
4 hours was the longest.
4 hours, absolutely. Yeah. Tell
King
me more.
Mswati, King of Eswatini, Mswati III, has made a public urge. Okay, this was on the 14th of February, when he basically was standing in front of the nation, publicly, asking the nation to observe 40 days of fasting and prayer as part of a period of spiritual renewal and humility. So this call was made during the National Year opening prayer, actually, which was on the 14th. And the service marks 40 years of his reign in the country and also the country's independence. So he obviously is drawing on biblical symbolism, with this call that he's trying to make, citing examples like, Jesus and his 40-day fast, 40 days, 40 nights fast, all of that. But this is an interesting call, don't you think? I think it's interesting. So Mswati is now tapping into spiritual symbolism now to fix what's happening in Eswatini, which we would need at least 40 days and 40 nights to discuss what has been happening under King Mswati III's reign in Eswatini. Are we seeing more economic development? Are we seeing women development? Are we seeing rural development? Are we seeing, what have we been seeing over the last 40 days since he's been here, besides the beautiful brides?
Wait, 14 February?
14 February was when this particular...
So they just started this fast?
Well, actually, good question. Good question, because it started, the message started to really populate on the 15th of February. Okay. So I'm yet to actually find out if people are taking part in this fast and what they think about. We should actually do some kind of field work and ask the citizens what they feel about, spiritual symbolism, which is interesting because when we look at fasting as a ritual, it goes beyond just one particular faith. It's not just for Islamic believers. It's not just for Christians. It's not just for Hindu. It's across the faiths. So that is interesting. That is now going the spiritual route to fix what is wrong. But it really would be wonderful to follow up on this particular one to find out how the citizens are receiving it, and also is it working? Is it going to work?
Yeah.
For humility and transformation and all these.
That's very, very interesting. So if you do find yourself going to Eswatini and
you are there already,
and you see people are moving slightly slower than usual, understand that they currently there's a fast that's happening, and maybe the responses are not as agile as once thought. No, but I'm just kidding. I think it's a brilliant thing. I just don't know. I wonder if the citizens are taking part, but we'll see how it all plays out. 2 p.m. Central African Time. Let's get the latest news. Onelin Sins is standing by.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Tebogo. Looking at your top stories, the son of the former Zimbabwean president is arrested in Johannesburg, South Africa, and police have arrested King Charles's younger brother, Andrew Windsor. Your latest news, greetings to our listeners. Now, the son of the former Zimbabwean president has been arrested in Johannesburg, South Africa, for allegedly shooting a gardener in Hyde Park, north of Johannesburg. Earlier reports said it was a guard that was shot. The victim has been hospitalized and is apparently in a critical condition following the incident. Police are currently at the scene. Speaking earlier, a man who identified himself as Batista, who is the family's private security personnel, says he received a call from them requesting assistance. He expressed frustration after being refused entry into the family's Hyde Park property.
I'm waiting for them. No, I want to help them because they're calling me inside. It's my boss. No, I don't know. That's why I've come to. I want to ask what's going on. Yeah.
All right.
No, I hear that, but I don't know what's happening. That's why I want to know.
The death toll in the bus crash on the N1 North outside Louis Trichardt in South Africa's Limpopo province has now risen to 5. Traffic authorities say the 5th passenger died in hospital. More than 30 passengers have been hospitalized after the bus in which they were traveling in lost control and plunged into a gorge on the N1 stretch outside Louis Trichardt. The bus was traveling from the Gauteng province to Messina. Emergency teams are clearing the scene. The road remains closed to traffic. Motorists are advised to continue using alternative routes. The Islamic police in Nigeria's northern state of Kano have arrested 9 Muslims who were seen eating food during the first day of this year's Ramadan fast. Kano has a majority Muslim population where an Islamic legal system, Sharia, operates alongside secular law. For Muslims, eating is prohibited between sunrise and sunset. A fire swept through the Al Omdar displacement camp in North Darfur in Sudan, leaving at least 60 families without shelter. The cause of the fire remains unknown. Earlier reports from the International Organization for Migration indicated that at least 237 families were affected and over 150 shelters destroyed. Naba Mokhayedin reports.
There is no formal comments regarding the investigation starting on this latest blaze that killed people and destroyed homes in Alomda. But fire, but Lulu, it's not the first time that this fire happens in different displacement camps. In the recent weeks, there is more than 12 reports about similar fire and blazes that destroyed houses and villages and displaced people. No clear cause has been confirmed yet, but humanitarian agencies, including the IOM, say that the cause of the latest fire is still undetermined and they will investigate further.
Lastly, BBC TV reports that police have arrested King Charles's younger brother Andrew Windsor on suspicion of misconduct in public office over his links to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Earlier, newspapers reported that 6 unmarked police cars and around 8 plainclothes officers had arrived at Wood Farm on the Sandringham estate in Eastern England. Butlali Pele reports.
Thames Valley Police said earlier this month officers were considering allegations that Mountbatten Windsor had passed confidential government documents to Epstein. According to files recently released by the US government, Mountbatten Windsor, the second son of the late Queen Elizabeth, has always denied any wrongdoing in relation to Epstein, but has not responded to requests for comment since the latest release of the documents. I'm Butlali Pele, SABC News.
Recapping on your top stories, the son of the former Zimbabwean president has been arrested in Johannesburg, South Africa, for allegedly shooting a gardener in Hyde Park, north of Johannesburg. Earlier reports had said it was a guard that was shot. The victim has been hospitalized and is apparently in a critical condition following the incident. Now, for any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us at +27 11 714 4459. Channel Africa News, I'm Onele Tsinzi.
SABC News. The African Perspective. Get Channel Africa on DSTV Audio Bouquet. Channel 802. Time to stay informed, inspired, and connected to the ideas driving Africa forward. The Upside on Channel Africa, the African Perspective.
Six minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time. Can you believe it? We've made it to the second hour, the golden hour of The Upside. Your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African Perspective, with me, Tebogo, Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko Mosito. Still streaming live on social media at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. Comment below. Let us know where you are streaming us from. Here's what's coming up in this hour. We get into conversation with Pierre-Louis Geldenhuys as they unveil The Planet is Screaming. Listen to Mother Earth at Investec Cape Town Art Fair 2026. We're taking care of nature, we're taking care of sustainability, and we're doing this in the form of art. That's going to be an interesting conversation. Don't go anywhere.
Loving you be my greatest sin. Said I was done, but see I'm here. You don't make it easy, rara, to stay away from Yawa. Shiba, oh Shiba, girl you make me sinner. Shiba, oh Shiba, no make me pull the trigger. Never say never. No, I can do whatever. For Shiba, oh, be mine. Don't wanna be so loser, no. can feel my lips burning, losing composure. Can't feel my face drowning, seems so irrational. Ready to risk it all. If I can't have you, nobody can. No, no. Tell me how can I get my mind off you? Oh Sheba, I cannot take my hands off you. Tell me how I cannot get my eyes off you. Oh, yeah. Sheba, oh Sheba, girl, you make me a sinner. Sheba, oh Sheba, no make me pull the trigger. Never say never, no I can do whatever. But Sheba, oh be mine, don't wanna be so loser, no.
You're such a rush, my baby, slow down, come find your love. I'm hoping you see me, come serve it up. Loving how you stir it up, that body belong on TV. Ooh, this feeling I can't hide. You filling up my mind, and I just don't know why.
Sheba, oh Sheba, girl, you make me a sinner. Sheba, oh Sheba, don't make me pull that trigger. Never say never, you know I can do whatever. Sheba, oh Sheba, don't wanna miss all desire, no.
Adekunle Gold coming through there with a song titled Sinner featuring Lucky Day. 10 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African time. Our conversation with Pierre-Louis Geldenhuys is coming up next to tell us all about his upcoming exhibition at the Cape Town Art Fair titled The Planet is Screaming. Listen to Mother Earth.
The whole population of Africa has been shocked to the depth of its soul.
For 60 years, Channel Africa has been the voice that connects the continent, telling our stories and sharing our vision with the world. This year, we mark 6 decades of broadcast excellence.
60 years of stories, sound, and connection.
6 years of African conversations that matter.
This is 60 years of broadcast excellence.
Rooted in Africa's heartbeat and looking boldly into the future. Join Channel Africa as we celebrate 60 years of broadcasting. Still strong, still vibrant, and still giving you the African perspective.
Channel Africa.
No fairy tales, just the facts and the music you love on Channel Africa.
Follow me, go like my shadow for night. Need somebody, baby, no delay. You can call me any time of day. Oh, baby, if you ever wonder, I promise I will treat you better. Love you soft and tender. Oh, señorita, open door, baby, make I enter. Waiting, make I do to show you that I love you, my señorita. I'm available anytime you want me. Leave it all behind, baby, I swear. If you need me now, I'll be racing for you. Before you open your eyes, I'll be there. I'm available anytime you want me. Leave it all behind, baby, I swear. If you need me now, I'll be racing for you. Before you open your eyes, I'll be there. There must be a reason why God made you pass my way. The same reason why I know if you let you sleep away. Now you done make my heart to beat fast. How do you want make a pass out, yeah? Everything will be my own, now your own too, baby. Ooh. Oh, baby, if you ever wonder, I promise I'ma treat you better. Love you soft and tender. Oh, señorita. Open door, baby, make I enter. Waiting, make I do to show you that I love you, my señorita. I'm available
14:14 on the digital clock. Perhaps a good time for you to make a wish. Yes, because the clock is synchronized.
I don't like when people. I don't like when.
I like that you made a wish. So cute.
No, I don't like when we put on the spot like that because all of a sudden you've got a million things. I wish.
Oh, but you made
a
wish. That was so beautiful. Oh my goodness. I hope you were able to catch it too. Johnny Driller coming through with "I'm available for the blessing." Okay,
Yes.
I'm adding for the blessing, but I'm available coming through.
Wow. Listen, after 15 years based in Spain, South African-born artist Pierre-Louis Gildeneys returns home with a body of work that feels both urgent and intimate. Titled "The Planet is Screaming, Listen to Mother Earth." The new series will be unveiled at the Investec Cape Town Art Fair presented by Louisa Peter Gallery in its debut participation at the fair. Gildeneys works with a single piece of raw silk folded, never cut or stitched, forming intricate geometric structures disrupted by falling threads and softly illuminated from within. In this latest collection, it draws on the life cycle of the vine as a metaphor for environmental strain and renewal, asking us not to panic, but to pause and to listen. Pierre-Louis Gildeneys now joins us on the line. Pierre-Louis, thank you so much for your time. Welcome to the Upside, or should I say, buenos tardes.
Buenos tardes, sí. Aquí es buenos días todavía. Yeah, it's still early, so yes, thank you for having me on the show.
Lovely having you. Tell us, how was your experience in Spain? I mean, 15 years is a long time. You've come back now, obviously, because you missed the braai of South Africa.
Oh, I miss my people more than anything in the world. So I come back almost every year. We have a house in South Africa along the coast, the Indian coast, in the garden route. So I need my people every year. I have to have a dose of South Africans. I love my people. I love my country. I have been working in Spain mostly, or I've been living in Spain mostly because I married a Spaniard. My husband is Spanish. And my career started in Spain. I started as a textile design or textile artist in Spain. Before that, I was a fashion designer here in Cape Town, in fact.
Wow.
For a long time. I studied fashion here in Cape Town. But when I went to Spain, it was very difficult to find a job as a fashion designer. So I had to try and find something else to do. And so I started experimenting, first doing patchwork. And from the patchwork, it evolved into tessellation after a lot of investigation. And as you can see now, from the evolution that I've introduced all kinds of different elements. There's buttons, there's pins, there's safety pins, and there's all these strings hanging, which represents the sapping of the vines. And it's actually very, very, very fabulous to be exhibiting here in South Africa for the first time. It's a great honor. I was very nervous how it would be received, but the people have been so interested and absolutely enjoying the work. Yeah.
It sounds like such a splendid journey, and I cannot wait to find out about, just linking creative spaces with very complex environmental concerns that we're currently faced with as humanity. On the line with us, South African-born artist Pierre-Louis Gildeneys. Let's take a break.
Téléchargez l'application Channel Africa sur votre Play Store ou Apple Store afin de pouvoir suivre toutes nos émissions en direct de là où vous vous trouvez. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
Stay tuned to Channel Africa. Stream us on our new and updated website, channelafrica.co.za. Your afternoons just got even better. Fresh and exciting. The Upside, hooking you up with today's news from an African perspective.
We're 19 minutes in. Thanks for tuning in. 19 minutes into 2 p.m. to be exact in Central African time. On the line with South African-born artist Pierre-Louis Geldenhuys as he makes his return home this week. But listen, this homecoming is one for the history books because it culminates with an unveiling of a new body of work that he has titled "The Planet is Screaming." Such a provocative title and one for us to really unpack, not just on the show, but really as people to talk about Mother Earth and how we are investing back into the planet. Pierre, let's talk about that. You know, just perhaps, I don't know if you want to link this with your years in Spain, but just your love for humanity and the environment. Why are those subject matters so important for you?
For me, it's very important because I think we are busy destroying the planet little by little. Although I'm an eco-positive person, so I believe that as a collective, we can take steps to improve what we are doing. We can start recycling more, but the problem is that as individuals, we think, oh no, it's somebody else's problem, it's not my problem. And we need to listen to the planet because Mother Earth is silently screaming. We have ecosystems that's being threatened. We have floods that is unusual. We have fires that is raging all over the world. These things are man. It's because of what man has done to the planet. But I believe that we can turn it around. So each of the artworks has an element of saving the planet. There are water, which is very important for life. Without water, there won't be life. I have an artwork called Sunrise that is, sun is very important for life too. Without the sun, we won't exist. But also, it's got another message that, please, can we save the planet before the sun engulfs us? Because eventually, the sun is a star and it will implode eventually.
Wow.
And I would hope that we die because of that and not because of ourselves. I really believe we need to start listening at what the planet is telling us. We are overpopulating the planet. We can't see sunrises in cities anymore. These things are little things that we can do to save ourselves and our planet. We need to integrate humanity more into nature. For example, I live in an eco estate when I'm here in South Africa. The houses are placed in the bush. Our gardens are natural vegetation, and we live amongst the animals. They come up, they eat my garden, the antelopes or the bosque, and there's nothing you can do, and it's really beautiful to be. And we live in front of the sea, so there's that ecosystem as well, very delicate. For example, I have a work, it's a whole ecosystem from bees that pollinates the flowers to leaves that represents the changing of the season. And we find that seasons have been automatically changing, temperatures are rising, and then it continues to pansy shells, which we find in the garden route. They are not endangered, but they are protected. They're very delicate creatures. Once they are exposed to sunlight, they die within 10 minutes. And it's illegal to dive for them. So, yeah, that's my listen to Mother Earth.
And you continue, contributing and, sharing your love for Mother Earth by using Mother Earth in the work that you're doing. Talk to us about your use of a single silk or piece of silk, folded, not cut. What is the symbolic, nature of you having chosen that material in the story you're trying to tell?
Okay. The silk I use is organic silk. So it comes from a factory in India where they don't boil the larva or the cocoon. They have a different method of unwinding the cocoon. so that the lava stays live. The work is pure mathematics, it's pure geometry. And everywhere we look in nature, you can find geometry. Everywhere. Everything is based on mathematics. That is why I chose tessellation as a form of expressing. I am quite mathematical, but creative as well. So tessellation, there's a lot of people doing it on paper. You work on a 60 degree or 30 degree angle, and you also work on a 90 degree angle, whichever one you want to use. So first I do a pattern that I create on paper, which I fold the shapes that I want. Because it's mathematical, I can get whatever shape I want. So the process actually starts with my morning run, which for me is meditation. And my best ideas have come from my meditation session running. And then I go to the paper and I fold until I get the shape that I want. And then with that paper pattern, I transfer the paper pattern onto a single piece of silk. And then on that silk, I have dots, which I need to then catch with a needle and thread and pull together and knot. And that then maintains the shape. Of course, you can just fold it, but you won't be so exact. And you have to be quite exact if you want to repeat a pattern. So the geometry in this is for me is just absolutely wonderful. And the fact that I have no limit. The only limit I have is the size of the fabric. Is my only limit. If that answers your question?
It does, absolutely.
Tessellation. I didn't even know about that. That is fascinating. Oh my goodness. Pierre, you are an earth angel.
I need to explain tessellation. So
please,
tessellation actually started with the Romans. They used to use tessellation in their mosaics. It's a shape that repeats. And then I was inspired when I went to the south of Spain, for example, to the Alhambra. I visited the Alhambra, and the Moors who built the Alhambra, they could not represent human figures or animals or anything. So they started using tessellation, is where shapes fall into each other. There's also a very famous artist, his name is MC Escher, it's a Dutch artist, who uses tessellation or used to use tessellation in his artwork. Yeah, tessellation is on paper. It was invented in the 70s by a man called Fujimoto from Japan. He invented the paper tessellation. And from there, I have investigated how to transform it from paper into a single piece of fabric. Yeah.
That is so beautiful. Listen, I've got to say it again. You're such an earth angel. The planet needs people like you. So amazing. So talk to us about the art fair, your participation in the art fair. How can we, sort of get acquainted to your work through the art fair? As I understand it, it is presented by the Luisa Peter Gallery.
Yes. So me and Luisa Peter, we have started our careers in Spain practically at the same time. We've been together for 15 years. We have been everywhere over the world. We've gone to fairs in France, in Portugal, to Miami. So we've been building up our careers together. I came to the fair last year to have a look at the level of the fair, and I was absolutely amazed at the high level, at the high standard that the South African artists have. It is amazing. I think that it's almost better standard or higher standard than some of the fairs in Spain. So we decided to apply, and yes, we wrote a concept and we were chosen. So I'm very grateful for being here, and I'm very grateful for Luisa, who has supported me. Also, my husband, it's my art curator. He supports me a lot. There is so much involved in these boxes. You need to order the wooden frames, the perspex boxes. I need to bring the lights from Spain. Then they need to be crated. The crates need to be made. There's the transport. They're very fragile. So there's a lot involved in that. So the logistics, I don't have time to do. I pass that on to the art curator and the gallery. So I'm very fortunate to be here and very happy to be here, in fact.
The art exhibition or the art gallery, the art fair is taking place from the 19th to the 22nd of February. How can we get tickets?
I think you can buy them online. You can also just rock up at the CCTI, the Convention Center in Cape Town, and you can buy tickets straight from there.
Oh, amazing. Pierre, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for sharing your brilliant mind and your creativity. And we can't wait to see your lovely work at the Convention Center. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you for inviting me on the show. It was a real pleasure. Thank you very, very much. Have a fabulous day.
Oh, you too. The voice of Pierre-Louis Geldenhuys. His work is currently on display. It's titled The Planet is Screaming. Listen to Mother Earth. A series that has been unveiled at the Investec Cape Town Art Fair, presented by Louisa Peter Gallery. And you can get your tickets or just rock up, as he had mentioned, from the 19th, which is today, up until the 22nd of February. 30 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the latest sports.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
It's a very good afternoon from the sports desk. I am Mosibu Dimakura with the latest sports news at the Sawa. So Liverpool manager Arne Slot says more needs to be done to avoid racism in football following allegations by Real Madrid's Brazilian forward Vinicius Jr. that he was subjected to racist abuse from Benfica Argentine winger Gianluca Prestaina. Now, Real's 1-0 Champions League playoff first leg win at Benfica on Tuesday was overshadowed by Vinicius accusing the goalkeeper of directing a racist slur at him, a charge denied by the Portuguese club, the players, as well as the manager Jose Mourinho. Now, European soccer governing body UEFA said it was now reviewing the incident, which led to the game being halted for about 11 minutes under FIFA anti-racism protocols. Back home now, a disappointed Orlando Pirates head coach Abdeleslam Wadu says last night's 2-1 loss to Mamelodi Sundowns is not the end of the world. Then they can still have a long way to go just before the Betway Premiership is concluded this season. Now, this top-of-the-table clash played in front of more than 60,000 spectators at the FNB Stadium last night produced a result that could have a significant impact on just how the league race goes this season. Now, Sundowns, who have a game in hand, reduced Pirates' lead to just 3 points, but Wadu says they will keep believing they can win the season's league title.
You know, in football, if you ask me that question when 5 games left, I would be agree with you, but the number of the game that we still have can. Everything can happen, you know, and 13 games, I think, I have to say 13 or 14 games. For me, we still have to work.
So this was Pirates' first loss in the league since October last year, when they lost back-to-back opening matches to Sigukuna United as well as Marumo Gallants. Wadu says this is not the end of the world, and it also believes to keep on motivating his boys after a good run they have had in the league title race so far this season.
If you have seen the second half, of course we pushed, we create some chances. Unfortunately, we didn't put them in the net. And it's just to give hope to the guys, to motivate them. You have to choose the right words as well, not to put them down, but to keep believing, to keep them believe on what we are doing.
Tennis news now. World number 2 Yannick Sinner is past Alexei Popyrin 6-7, 7-5, extending his streak to 50 straight wins against players ranked outside of the top 5. This match was played yesterday in the Dubai quarterfinals. He now meets Jakub Minsk in the last 8. So that game was actually in the last 16. Now he's qualified for the last 8 of the Dubai Championships. Elsewhere, Stefanos Tsitsipas of Greece beat Daniel Medvedev of Russia to reach his first quarterfinal since April of last year, while Artur Feles overcame compatriot Quentin Hayes and will also have a play at the semi-finals at this year's Qatar Open. And finally, Ronda Rousey as well as Gina Carreno will undergo stricter neurological as well as concussion medical tests before they are cleared to return to MMA. Now, the long-retired duo are scheduled to meet in a 5-round featherweight bout. That's on the 16th of May in California in the USA. Rousey has spoken at length about serious concussion problems throughout her athletic career and also said it contributed to her decision to retire from MMA about 10 years ago. So the California State Athletic Commission requires additional testing for fighters over the age of 40. The commission uses recommendations from the Association of Ringside Physicians to screen older fighters. Ronda is 39 years of age. It brings the time to 14:35 p.m. Central African Time. It concludes your sports news this hour. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, do send us an email. That's to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Give us a call as well. The newsroom line is +27 11714 4459. I'm back with the final sports update on the upside in the next hour. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Mosito Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective. We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet. Channel 628. Africa. It's time to plug into the heartbeat of the continent. Tune in to Channel Africa, your go-to radio station that broadcasts in 5 different languages.
L'Afrique du Sud célèbre la journée nationale du
Kabla hujaitwa kwa jina la Double K,
or more of our forests have been destroyed.
Estamos kwa tulibwanji ndi Partido Africano da Independência da Guiné.
See, Channel Africa represents every corner of this amazing land. From Lagos to Cape Town, Nairobi to Dakar, we've got you covered with the freshest news, music, and cultures. So, turn up the volume, feel the rhythm. And join the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
36 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time. Let's find out how the markets are moving with business news.
Business news on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Thanks, Tebogo. Good afternoon. Our top story this hour, Executive Mayor Dr. Nasipi Moya of the city of Tshwane in South Africa's Gauteng province has confirmed that the long outstanding 3.5% wage increase owed to municipal workers since 2021 will be implemented from the 1st of March until 2028, starting with low-income employees. The increase applies to more than 21,000 employees and will cover salaries and benefits, with back pay to be processed from July. The adjustment stems from a collective wage agreement for the 2021-22 financial year, negotiated between the city and labour unions. Moya says the agreement was approved by the Mayoral Committee and the South African Local Government Bargaining Council. Moya outlined how the phased payments will be rolled out over the next 3 years during a press briefing in Pretoria.
In 2026, task levels 1 to 6, which covers 8,139 employees, will be paid in June, August and October. In 2027, task levels 7 to 9, covering 8,224 employees, will be paid in February, May and December. In 2028, task levels 11 to 18, covering 4,601 employees, will be paid in April, August and November. In 2029, which is the last year, task levels 19 to 22, covering 125 employees, will be paid in February.
The South African Transport and Allied Workers Union has rejected the proposed 3.25% wage increase in the passenger sector. The offer, specifically for bus drivers, was tabled by the South African Road Bargaining Council. This comes after the union tabled their demands as their 2-year wage agreement is coming to an end with the employer. SATAO National Spokesperson Amanda Chemese says if their demands are not met, they will be forced to go on strike and fight for their members. Chemese says they've started preparing for the necessary processes and procedures for the strike.
We are demanding 6.5% increment for the first year and 7.5% in the second year of the agreement across the board. The employer continues to undermine and insulting bus drivers. They are only offering us 3.25%. We are rejecting this nonsense. We have declared a dispute and we have already started with all the necessary processes and procedures to embark on strike. We have been very patient with these bus companies and they always come to the negotiating table with nothing to offer at all. We understand the difficulties that the poor and the working class would be subjected to if we go on strike, as millions of South Africans are depending on these services daily. But as a union, we are left with no choice.
Environmental activists in South Africa say government has failed in its duty to include communities when drafting policy and budgets. This comes ahead of the budget speech next week. Water infrastructure, facilities for fisherfolk and climate change are among some of the critical issues that activists are hoping will be accommodated for in Minister Enoch Godongwana's speech. Founder of the Durban Community Environmental Alliance, Desmond Desar, is hopeful for a more productive budget as many of the past did not come to fruition.
From what I've observed and understand with all the work of 30 years working in Durban, the budgets have failed to address the core issues of climate change, but also about decency and dignity. And despite this progressive constitution that we have in South Africa, the most progressive constitution in the world, one of, we have failed to address the issue of decency and dignity. And as a result of no decency and no dignity, no service delivery to the poorest of the poor, climate change has increased and exacerbated, and for the poor people who bear the brunt of all that, they got worse. Things have got worse and challenging, and many lives have been lost on account of the climate change.
Rwanda's central bank hiked its key lending rate by 50 basis points to 7.25% today after inflation rose beyond its target band. Inflation in the East African country accelerated to 8.9% year-on-year in January from 8% in December. The central bank aims to keep inflation in a range of 2% to 8%. Central Bank Governor Soraya Hakuzirayemne says risks to the inflation outlook include lower agricultural output, persistent energy-related cost pressures, and global and regional geopolitical tensions. The U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright has given the International Energy Agency a 1-year deadline to move away from its net zero climate-focused agenda or risk losing the U.S. as a member. In 2015, the U.S. and nearly 200 other countries signed the Paris Accords, an international pledge to limit global warming by burning less oil, gas, or coal with the goal of reaching net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. Wright says the U.S. will use all the pressure it has to get the IEA to eventually, in the next year or so, move away from the net zero agenda. He said that it was not the US's goal to withdraw from the IEA because they do not want to risk China gaining more influence over the agency if the US leaves. And now taking a look at the indicators, $1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,341 naira this afternoon. In Botswana, it's 13 pula and 3. Kenya, the dollar is trading at 128 shilling and 2. And in Zambia, it's 18 kwacha 58. Moving to the BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is trading at 5 real 22. Russia, 76 rubles 50. In India, it's 90 rupees 69. China, 6 yuan 90. And South Africa, $1 is trading at 16 rand 2 cents this afternoon. $1 is trading at 73 pence to the British pound and 84 to the euro. Looking at commodities, gold is trading at $4,987 per ounce. Platinum, $2,091 per ounce, while Brent crude oil is at $71.29 a barrel. And that's the business news. I'll be back with a final business update in the next hour. For any stories you'd like to share with us, please do send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or give us a call on +2711 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Bontle Hetbush.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Africa at Play with Neto and ETO Chemane.
Lelintle, talk to us about your relationship with your father, Coach Pitso. What is this one thing that he said to you that is still stuck at the top of your head?
Coach Pitso and our mom, Moira Kakale, have always told us that whatever we do in life, we must do it to the best of our abilities and represent our family well. But the big thing is do what you love and do it with all the passion that you have. And I think we see it in both their work. I mean, my mom has done a really good job with placing Coach Pitso in different clubs around the world, and she's negotiated contracts, and she's showing that as a woman you can also do work that is seen, and you can also get respect from men in a male-dominated space. And I think my dad has also shown that you must never underestimate the Black African man.
Lelintle Mosimane, a South African communications and digital media professional. Lelintle is also a daughter to a great mentor when it comes to the game of football, Coach Jingles Mosimane.
Live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m.
Darubini ya Afrika na I am Henry Shakif.
Kiongozi wa chama kikuu cha upinzani nchini Tanzania Tundu Lissu anayekabiliwa na kesi ya uhaini anasema hajala chakula licha ya kesi inayomkabili awali kuahirishwa. Pengine haya malalamiko yana mashiko ya namna yoyote?
Kama yana mashiko ama hayana ni jambo tofauti, kwa sababu yeye muda uliotolewa mchana ni kwa ajili ya kwenda kula. Nakumbuka kwamba Lissu ni mahabusu, sio mfungwa. Japokuwa sijajua taratibu za magereza zinakuaje wanapokuwa na wafungwa na mahabusu, lakini mahabusu wanapelekwa chakula na ndugu zao kutoka nje.
Na kama tunavyofahamu, kesi hii ikiwa inaendelea, imeelezwa kwamba itakuwa inaendelea kusikilizwa mfululizo ili kuweza kuendelea na kuweza kuimaliza kwa haraka. Yeye mwenyewe ndio ambaye anajitetea, Tundu Lissu. Pengine wana namna ya wao kutaka kuleta hukumu ya haraka, au haya ni maelezo ya awali?
Hapana, ni kesi inaendelea na wanashikiliwa mashahidi. Kwa hiyo lazima itapelekwa haraka, kwa sababu pia limekuwa ni ombi la mshtakiwa mwenyewe anayejitetea, Tundu Lissu. Darubini ya Afrika kila Jumatatu hadi Ijumaa kuanzia saa 11 kamili hadi saa 12 kamili jioni majira ya Afrika ya Kati.
Tune in and turn up the volume. This is Channel Africa.
I can't scatter everything on the legit. I see courage, enjoyment, you talk say it a kilo. Under fire, the person where they be for. Hunger no they wire you. It be like country no they hammer you. Shake no they shake you. Shake it up for over. If you want no the coco, you go make you the loco. Plenty blessings, plenty they follow. Sure you think say I know no, no be today. I remember Sakpa used me they play. I've been this over, they hustle for the street. I can't scatter everything on the legit. I see courage, enjoyment, you talk say it a kilo. Under fire, the person where they be for. I've been this over, they hustle for the street. I can't scatter everything on the legit. I see courage, enjoyment, you talk say it a kilo. Under fire, the person where they be for. Allow me enjoy, allow me enjoy, allow me blessings cover you. You see this life, make money, drop money, enjoy yourself. Problems no they finish you. If you want know the coco, you go make you the loco. Plenty blessings, plenty they follow. Sure you think say I don't know, don't be today. I remember Sakpa used me they play. I've been this over the house for the street. I go scatter everything on the legit. I see correct enjoyment, you talk say he dey kill. Thunder fire, the person where they beef. I've been this over the house for the street. I go scatter everything on the legit. I see correct enjoyment, you talk say he dey kill. Thunder fire, the person where they beef.
Rude Boy coming through there with enjoyment. It's the Thursday edition of The Upside. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are live on social media at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa on Channel Africa 1 on TikTok with me, Tebogo, Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko Mosito. Don't go anywhere, because on the other side of this, we have a reflective moment. It's not really an event, it's just a reflective moment. Don't go anywhere.
Parlez-vous couramment le français? Êtes-vous passionné par la radio? Et êtes-vous qualifié pour travailler en Afrique du Sud? Envoyez-nous votre CV et votre 3 minutes démo en MP3 à @channelafrica.co.za pour avoir une chance de rejoindre la famille Channel Africa. Si vous n'avez pas de réponse après 14 jours, cela signifie que vous n'avez pas été retenu. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
Channel Africa is evolving, and so are you. Stay connected wherever you are with our brand new website and mobile app. Stream your favorite shows, catch up on African news, culture, and conversations, all at your fingertips.
Africa is just a tap away.
Your world, your stories, now on the go.
Stay connected wherever you are.
Visit channelafrica.co.za or download the Channel Africa app today. Channel Africa, the African perspective. The Upside. On the Upside, your voice matters.
9 minutes before 3 p.m. Central African time. It's time for a mini vent. We shall say it's a reflective vent. It's supposed to be vent o'clock, but I don't want to vent today. It's a simple reflection, right? And I want to read out something, and I would like the ladies, right? I'd like you to confirm if this is true, a lived experience, yes or no, right? As a girlfriend and as a wife. And then gentlemen, I also want you to reflect and then respond and let me know if this is true or not from your side. A lady went to a clothing shop, a clothing store with her husband, and she took a video of her husband shopping, walking through the different aisles, looking at the different clothes and so on and so forth. She's walking behind him. So the point of view in the video is she's got the point of view of her husband in front. She's walking around looking, okay, left, right, and center, okay. And then the caption reads, when your husband is finally buying something for himself, so you gotta stay quiet so he doesn't get scared and put it back. Is this a lived experience for girlfriends and wives? As in
he's buying something. Why would he put it back?
Okay, I'm gonna read it again.
Yeah.
When your husband is finally buying something for himself, so you got to stay quiet so he doesn't get scared and put it back. So this is a husband who never buys anything for himself. He always takes care of everyone else. He never takes care of himself. Like, he doesn't buy new socks, new what for himself, right? And finally you go to a store and he's actually picking out something for himself. And she's saying, let me keep quiet, because if I say something, he's going to start overthinking and start thinking, I'm not going to spend on myself. Let me just put it back.
I get it.
Is this a lived experience? Have you experienced this before? Don't.
No, that
Why you
broke my heart a little bit.
Why are you awing?
Oh no, that broke my heart. Sorry, I just felt like a little piece of my heart just go, just a little bit.
But why? But why?
No, because I mean, just selfless parenting breaks my heart a little bit. Because I mean, obviously, parenting in general, when it's done correctly, is very self-sacrificial for the most part.
Very selfless, yes.
Yeah, I mean, if there's one umbrella, and you've got a child, you're not going to now say, okay, no, you sort yourself out, buddy. I'll use the umbrella. You're going to give the umbrella to your child.
Absolutely.
Right? And then you will see to finish. So just that he deserves a new shirt or whatever he was buying. That is so cute.
So initially I laughed. Because I was like, oh, that's hilarious. Let me not scare him off. Because I laughed at that. Let me keep quiet so he doesn't get scared. Because I realized that's a real thing. I started reading some of the comments. Right? And
what are the comments revealing?
So the wives and the girlfriends were responding, and then the husbands were also responding. So I'm going to read a few from the wives, then I'm going to read one from the husband. So the wives say, one wife here said, I have to force him to try stuff on for funsies, then steal them from him and go pay for them. Ha ha ha, he hates new stuff. That's her comment. The second one says, I will literally force my husband to get something, and if he puts it back, I grab it and buy it myself. LOL, I had to convince him with reasons why he should get a $200 pair of Jordans he liked. I don't know why they feel like they don't deserve it when they are literally our rock. Okay. And then a gentleman commented here, said, I don't know if it's just me who thinks like this, but I work as hard as I do. Now think about this, now a male's perspective about the same matter. I work as hard as I do for my wife and daughter to swipe that card without a care, not for myself. So I feel like that's why it's hard for a lot of men to buy stuff, why it's hard for them to buy stuff for themselves. It's like, I'm content. I as long as you are happy and as long as you've got new clothes, my daughter, my wife, why are you, like, I'm okay. These pairs of shoes, as long as they're functional, the holes, they're manageable. I can deal with this.
Oh, man,
it's okay.
So cute.
So you haven't experienced this yourself?
Okay. I have a question about this matter. I want to twist it just a little bit.
Okay.
Men and their frugality.
Frugality.
Can we talk about that?
All right.
Why does it seem like you guys are actually really frugal? But I mean, not in a toxic, ugly way, but in certain things. I mean, in order of priority, where I've moved around, men don't put things like clothing at the top. I mean, you'll spend 100,000 rand on a beautiful flat screen so that you can watch La Liga the whole day or whatever. What is it called? La Madrid and all of these things that you watch, right? You will spend many dollars, many kwachas, many rands on a flat screen television. But when it comes to a pair of shoes, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You'll go to PEP boutique and spend 100 rand there for a pair of shoes. So is that perhaps the case, that they just feel like, this is not really important. This is more for you guys because that's what you like, But when it comes to things like gadgets and car accessories and mag wheels and things like that, y'all are there, whether it's Black Friday or not.
Our orders of priorities are very different. And so those things like a television screen, getting my car fixed up.
Getting a new drone.
Oh, I love gadgets. Personally. New
drone.
I love gadgets. So on my order of priorities, those are the things I would rather spend money on.
Yeah.
Clothes and how I look. I was like, no, that's not really, like, I don't care as long as I'm comfortable. That's not really a priority.
And presentable. That's all that.
Presentable. That's it.
100%. So perhaps that's actually what the issue is. It's not that the man doesn't want new clothes. He's just thinking, oh my goodness, I'm taking money out of my pocket where I could, get a new gadget, or I don't know, get a new spanner for my boat, my yacht, whatever it is.
I'd rather
So
that.
yeah, I think it's a priority thing for men.
It is.
That's just how I'm interpreting this.
It is.
But it is very cute that there are parents out there that think, my family deserves the best, and
of course.
that I'd rather they be comfortable.
Of course.
First.
And it's also the way that you grew up. If you were exposed to that kind of male figure in your life, whether a father, an uncle, a grandparent, who, when you looked at how they interacted with their family, they were very much, as long as the family is taken care of, they're my main priority. And you grew up seeing that. They hardly, change shoes. You'd see them wear the same watch day in, day out. But you always knew that if you needed something as a child or your mother, those things were taken care of for them. And so you saw that and you're like, okay, cool. So that's how a man is supposed to be.
Now you're just leading by example.
Now you're just leading by example. Absolutely. So this thing of men don't want gifts and stuff, we do, but don't buy us clothes. Understand his priorities. What are the things that he actually enjoys and what he has an interest in? Go there. But you're trying to buy him clothes, new socks, new T-shirts. It's like, okay, that's more for you, so that you can say I look nice when I wear it. But personally, for me, get me a gadget or something. Oh, that excites me. I can play with and like unboxing it.
So
I'm gonna play with it the whole day. Anyway, that's what I wanted to vent about. It's not even a vent; it's just a reflective moment. It's gone 3 p.m. Central African time. We've stepped into the final hour of the Upside. Let's get the latest news. Ellen Sinsi is standing by.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Tebogo. Looking at your top stories. Scores of Kenyans known to have been recruited to fight for Russia, and at least 13 people following a gas cylinder blast in Pakistan have 13 people have been killed following a gas cylinder blast in Pakistan. The latest news. Greetings to our listeners. A total of 1,000 Kenyans have been recruited to fight for Russia. This is according to a Kenyan intelligence report that details a network of rogue officials allegedly colluding with human trafficking syndicates. The report submitted to Parliament by Kenya's National Intelligence Service said 89 Kenyans were on the front lines of the Russia-Ukraine war as of February this year. At least one Kenyan has died, while several others have returned home injured or traumatized. The Kenyan government, which previously estimated that about 200 of its nationals had been recruited to fight for Russia, wants Moscow to bar the conscription of Kenyan soldiers. A squabble between a gardener and the son of the former Zimbabwean president, the late Robert Mugabe, is believed to have led to the alleged shooting of a 23-year-old employee in Hyde Park, north of South Africa's Johannesburg city. Two men, aged 28 and 33, including the son of the late president, have been taken in for questioning as police investigate an attempted murder case. The victim is in a critical condition in hospital. Police spokesperson Rimakatso Nevoari says reports suggest the dispute stemmed from the gardener failing to report for duty.
The gardener indicated that the victim is alleged to be a gardener in this particular yard. It was alleged that he didn't come to work and there was some sort of a squabble. So that will form part of the investigation, obviously. Those are the information that we'll have to follow up as to unravel as to what happened actually and what led to this actual shooting.
Some political parties in South Africa have raised concern that Parliament's ad hoc committee looking into concerns of national security is causing serious delays in the work of some portfolio committees. The parties in Parliament are particularly concerned about the Justice and Constitutional Development Committee as well as Police Portfolio Committee. This matter was raised in the National Assembly Programming Committee today. The ad hoc committee has been granted 2 extensions with its third deadline for the end of next month. Democratic Alliance Party Chief Whip George Mikhalekas says some members of his party alerted him to this concern.
Our members on that committee have given me a report to say that with the exception of the strategic planning since the second quarter of last year, that committee has hardly met. I do think that the ad hoc committee at the moment might have an effect on it. However, I do see that the legislation that they are processing is not moving forward, and that the bodies that they have to oversee in the Justice Committee are incredibly important.
The Islamic police in Nigeria's northern state of Kano arrested 9 Muslims who were seen eating food during the first day of this year's Ramadan fast. Kano has a majority Muslim population where an Islamic legal system, Sharia, operates alongside secular law. For Muslims, eating is prohibited between sunrise and sunset. And lastly, at least 13 people have been killed after a gas cylinder blast caused a residential building to collapse in the Pakistani city of Karachi. The cylinder exploded on the first floor of the multi-story building. 7 children, including a 2-year-old, are amongst the dead. Police say investigations are underway to determine the cause of the blast. Emergency workers who rescued over a dozen injured from the building say there could be more people buried in the rubble. Now, recapping on your top stories, a total of 1,000 Kenyans have been recruited to fight for Russia. This is according to a Kenyan intelligence report that details a network of rogue officials allegedly colluding with human trafficking syndicates. The Kenyan government had previously estimated that only 200 of its nationals had been recruited to fight for Russia. For any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us at +27 11 714 4459. Channel Africa News, I'm Onele Tsinzi.
SABC News. The African perspective. Time to stay informed, inspired, and connected to the ideas driving Africa forward. The Upside on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Five minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. It's the final hour of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective, with me, Tebogo, Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko Mosito, still broadcasting live on social media at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. We're talking all things buy local. Mmatsheko Mosito, take over.
Woo! That's exactly what we're talking about. Okay, so clearly buying local gets us very excited, and we are so excited to talk about the Buy Local Summit and Expo for the year 2026, which basically exists to spotlight locally procured trade or locally procured trade, and we're going to look at some of the global pressures that come with this, and how buying local is kind of able to absorb all of that, which sounds like music, if you ask me. And also this conversation in line with what we're seeing around free trade agreements on the African continent, just being able to trade with one another, our local products that are homegrown and produced. So that conversation coming through with the Chief Executive Officer of Proudly South African.
Tebogo and Mmatsheko from the Upside.
Make I show you my back account. 2 Face, I get it plenty to go around. So girl, make you dance when you hear this sound. Now we the poppy all over town. So tell me if you did down, did down. Do you know? Say oh, me tick like oh. Girl I know. Some things that you do not know. Whether na traffic I be go slow. Baby, I promise I go still show. Spending money, Pablo. I suppose she locate, but I go buy Belgium. My money na alele, I apply pressure. But it's like she lava, put on for high tension. You must apply
cut off for the voltage. Tilapia, kote. Bring a goofy with the cocaine. Gobe, you see the bed, do not replay. Find a bacha for my bros. Conquer the streets with the play.
I need your billing up party, all got to come. If I handle this your body, all got so. If you put me for palava, Njebolo if I got what can they make? Who be fair, ego nebe. I don't complain, it was easy, my baby.
I suppose she locates, but I go by Belgium. My money na alele, my pressure. But it's like she my palava, put off for high tension. When you must apply your tea, because you must apply plenty. Mismanage my funds on you, all I really wanna do is
mismanage my funds.
Davido coming through there with Odumudu Black and Chike with a song titled Funds. Perfect song for our next conversation, because the funds ideally must build the economy. And we are going to be encouraging, buying local. The Buy Local Summit and Expo 2026 will be taking place soon, and we are encouraging buying local, supporting local manufacturers, producers, so that we can grow our own economy, not just in South Africa, Mozambique, Angola, but the whole of Africa. 10 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African Time.
Keep Africa in your hands. Connect to our website for all your news, sports, and cultural updates. channelafrica.co.za. 6 decades strong, Channel Africa continues to inspire Africa and the world. Proudly sharing
the African perspective.
África. Conhece o Ntivani?
Claro que sou eu.
Ntivani é o amante da música de corpo e alma.
Eu amo música africana.
Ele aprecia todos os tipos de melodias e passa os seus dias a ouvir a Channel Africa. Okay. Adivinha só, a Channel Africa quer ajudar o Ntivani e os amantes da música em todo o lado a descobrir ainda mais música incrível. Por isso, a Channel Africa está a convocar artistas africanos a submeterem as suas músicas. Músicos, lembrem-se de nos dar todas as informações relevantes no music@channelafrica.co.za. As submissões são a vossa oportunidade de ser ouvidos, mas não garantem inclusão na lista. Todas as submissões serão cuidadosamente analisadas para verificar se cumprem os requisitos da nossa estação. Canal África, a perspectiva africana.
The Upside with Tebogo Lekhuleni and Mosito, bringing Africa's voices to the world. On Channel Africa, the African perspective.
You're like the beautiful sunrise in the morning. When I look into your eyes, you mesmerize me. Oh, you remind me that I am lucky. You're the one and I'm gonna live my life with. I just wanna spend it all with you and grow with you and live and laugh with you. Oh yeah. I just wanna spend it all with you and grow all with you and live and laugh with you. Oh yeah. Show me up, show me to the world. I wanna live my life with you. Show me up, show me to the world. are the sun about my way. I never need to lose my way. You are the apple of my eye. You are the highlight every day. You are the one who makes me happy every day. You give me joy. You make me smile. You make me laugh away my worries. You give me reason to be alive. I just wanna spend it all with you and grow with you and be in love with you. Oh yeah, I just wanna live it up with you and grow with you and be in love with you. Oh yeah, so why don't you show me out? Show me to the world. I wanna live my life with you. Show me out. Show me to the world. I wanna live my life with you. Show me out. Show me to the
3 p.m. Central African Time. Asha coming through there with Show Me Off on this Thursday edition of The Upside. We've entered the final hour, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective, with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko Mosito. Join us live on social media and let us know where you're streaming us from, at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. Let's talk all things buying local.
Sounds like music. 15:15 on the clock, and of course we've seen how South Africa's exports are under a lot of pressure. The sector is under a lot of pressure following steep tariff increases that we're witnessing that have been imposed by the administration of the US president, right? Attention is now turning inward to strengthen the local economy. That's the good news, right? That's the good news. So the upcoming Buy Local Summit and Expo is hosted by Proudly South African, and it will be a place to really look at and focus on localized procurement and consumer spending at the time when many industries are grappling with uncertainty. So let's talk about the summit. As we understand it, it is scheduled to take place between the 16th and 17th of March 2026. So it's a 2-day summit, and it's going to bring together very important people into one space, so we can have one dialogue. Government, leaders, business owners, investors, as well as people in the manufacturing space. We've got on the line Eustace Mashimbe, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Proudly South African, on the line. Eustace, thank you very much for the time. Welcome to Channel Africa.
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Let's look at the tariffs before we talk about the summit, Mr. Mashimbe. How have these tariffs and the tariff increases that have been imposed by Donald Trump, how have they affected South Africa's export market in practical terms?
Look, we represent a constituency of companies who have subjected themselves to being vetted by us as Proudly South African, and that is so. From those that we represent, we have not received any sense that they have been negatively affected to date. Does not necessarily mean that over time they might not get affected, especially because the exercise of looking for alternative markets is ongoing, and so until we get to that point where they are able to share with us data in terms of what the impact has been on their businesses and what the alternative markets that we're trying to source for them is looking like, what that exercise is looking like for them, and what they project to be the end result. It's a bit difficult to give exact details as to what the impact has been to date.
Listen, we're talking about the upcoming Buy Local Summit and Expo hosted by Proudly South African from the 16th to the 17th of March 2026. On the line, the CEO of Proudly South African, Mr. Eustace Mashimbie. It's 19 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. We'll continue the conversation with him right after this.
Be inspired. Stay informed. Channel Africa, the beauty of life. Now available anytime, anywhere with our new app. 60 years of broadcasting Africa to the world. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
The whole population of Africa has been shocked to the depth of its soul.
For 60 years, Channel Africa has been the voice that connects the continent, telling our stories and sharing our vision with the world. This year, we mark 6 decades of broadcast excellence.
60 years of stories, sound, and connection.
6 years of African conversations that matter.
This is 60 years of broadcast excellence.
Broadcast excellence. Rooted in Africa's heartbeat and looking boldly into the future. Join Channel Africa as we celebrate 60 years of broadcasting. Still strong, still vibrant, and still giving you the African perspective.
Channel Africa.
If it's news and current affairs, leading opinions, and thought leaders that get your groove, this is your home. The Upside.
20 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time, still joined on the line by the CEO of Proudly South African, Mr. Eustace Mashimbie, for the upcoming Buy Local Summit and Expo, which will be hosted by them in March from the 16th to the 17th. Mr. Eustace, let's talk about this summit and the hopes from Proudly South African that this summit will have, and not just for the people who will be there exhibiting, investors, but for South Africa at large. What are you hoping this exhibition or this expo will yield?
The intention behind this expo is twofold. First and foremost is to ensure that those companies that I mentioned earlier on that are members of Proudly South African that we represent, who are going to showcase their products at the expo, at the 2-day expo, will get a chance to be exposed to new markets and new customers. And there's a lot of work that is being done currently to ensure that by the time we get to the summit, the matchmaking exercise that we have undertaken as Proudly South African yields the desired results. We are setting up meetings for a lot of those companies. I'm told that more than 85 of the companies have already been matched with retailers and corporates, and it depends on who is best placed to ensure that your product reaches the desired markets. And so that work is being done. But over and above that, we're going to have walk-ins of buyers, of consumers. So for those with consumer-facing products, there's about 4,000 delegates who attend the Buy Local Summit and Expo on an annual basis. So that presents an opportunity to expose your product to new consumers. And some of those delegates obviously represent corporates and retailers and their buyers and decision makers. And so we are hoping that exercise yields the desired results for these businesses that we are trying to support through this access to market platform that we've created in the form of an expo. But alongside that expo is a conference. And in the conference itself, we deal with a lot of policy issues affecting the work that we do as Proudly South African. As a Buy Local campaign, what we champion is advocacy work that says if there's anyone purchasing decision in the country, we want them to buy local. But obviously, from time to time, there are issues that come to the fore that require policy decision makers in the country to tackle. And one of those topical issues that we're going to deal with is illicit trade, is the large number of counterfeit products that continue to come into the country. It's all of these illegal and unfair trade practices to which local manufacturers and service providers are subjected to and continue to battle on a day-to-day basis. And some of it includes dumping of products from outside of the country. It includes under-invoicing when some of those products come into the country. And so we have a strong focus of that in the form of the panel discussions and presentations, as well as a protest that is going to happen as part of the Buy Local Summit and Expo, aimed at casting a spotlight on this, because as consumers, we also have a role to play to say we will not buy imported goods that do not come into the country legally and comply with the laws of this sovereign state.
Right. Perhaps I'd like to look at things from a consumer and buyer perspective. And I mean, realistically, how is our spending power in local goods and products, how is that going to help to strengthen the economy going forward?
If you think of how much is spent, just by way of an example, by the public sector, if you just think of all arms of the state, national, provincial, local, and even each of those entities that report into all of these spheres of government. I mean, there are lots of state-owned companies and state-owned entities. If you aggregate the demand that comes from all of these and you channel it towards locally made products, and government previously designated themselves items where they know they spend money on as government, where they know there's capacity in the country, and I'll pick one, and furniture. If all government departments said we're going to buy our furniture locally, imagine how much is spent by the collective in government just on furniture, on clothing and textile, on electricity and water meters in the municipalities and at local government across the board. So if you aggregate that demand and all of it is channeled towards supporting this industry, where these industries that I've mentioned, where we know we already have capacity, where we know we're already competitive, and we deliberately say we're going to give preference when making those purchasing decisions, we're going to contribute immensely to sustaining those industries, as well as those that are part of the value chains that are supplying the raw materials and the components that are utilized in those industries. And then by sustaining those businesses, by having them grow, you are able to retain the jobs that are already created in those businesses, but you are then in a position to create new job opportunities. But then you have more people who are employed, so the tax base grows. The companies themselves, because of increased revenue, will be liable for higher tax revenues, and then it means the fiscus has more available to it to utilize for rendering services to all of us, and so the benefits are quite immense. Yeah.
When you look at the youth participation in this space, Mr. Eustace, are you satisfied with where we are as a youth collective, or is there still room for improvement, that more of these businesses and entrepreneurial ventures created by the youth will ultimately create more job opportunities, thus reducing the high unemployment rates that we currently have?
Yeah, we are seeing a huge improvement in terms of young people taking up entrepreneurship as an alternative to what was traditionally sold, I think, to most of us, that you go to school, you get a qualification, then you must get a job. We are seeing more young people looking at entrepreneurship as an alternative, and as a result, they are able to employ other young people, and in the process, those that are employed in those businesses are acquiring skills, which is what is critical, because those skills are then utilized by these young people to go and find ways in which they can not only just fend for themselves, but also start other businesses. And so the uptake of the entrepreneurship opportunities in the country is quite big, and that's why as Private South African, we have positioned ourselves as an access to market partner for each of those as MSMEs, because we understand that as a country we are lagging behind when we compare ourselves with our peers all over the world in terms of the contribution of SMMEs or MSMEs as they are known today to the creation of jobs and to the overall GDP of the country. I mean, in some economies, the contribution of SMMEs is as high as 90% to their respective economies. We're lagging behind. Some are saying it's still as low as 45%. And there was those targets that were developed and set when the National Development Plan, the Vision 2030 for the country was to get our economy to have SMMEs contributing up to 90%. So that remains a critical a segment of the economy that needs to be supported, and that's why we've positioned ourselves based on what our mandate prescribes, to say, in the course of saying to South Africans across the border, and I know I spoke about the public sector, but the private sector also has a role to play. So in the course of saying to the private sector, also aggregate your demand, put it behind supporting local businesses. We are talking about MSMEs as well. I mean, we have a drive where we call on the private sector to give us what we call localization pledges or localization commitments, where they commit to buying locally, to ring-fencing things that they're spending money on, and saying we're going to channel all of that spend to local producers. In the main, the beneficiaries are the small, micro, and medium businesses that we work with every time we come across those commitments. And so we are doing our bit, but we need consumers to also play their part. We need purchasing decision makers to play their part, so that this entrepreneurship is so hard. But, so what we need to do is make sure that we support these entrepreneurs, and as best as possible, as Paris can, we continue to introduce portals, we continue to introduce online stores, and we continue to make it easy for those who want to buy to access those businesses that can potentially then become their suppliers of choice.
Right. I like that. Entrepreneurship is hard, and Buy Local Summit is definitely not trying to make it harder. It's trying to make it easier, and we're all for it. It's a 2-day summit, 16th and 17th of March 2026. Mr. Eustace, you mentioned that there's also a big element of this is the conference that's going to be taking place. Any room for us to attend? How can I register if I want to be in the room, if I'd like to be a delegate?
So for anyone who wants to attend the Buy Local Summit and Expo, it's free to attend. We do not charge anyone who wants to attend. You just need to go to www.proudlysa.co.za and go to the Buy Local Summit and Expo tab, or the events tab on our website, and register. It's free to attend. You can choose to attend day one, where the focus is really on the contribution being made by big business in this course of driving localization, and on day two, where the focus is really on SMMEs and how they are also contributing to driving localization or this local procurement agenda. So it's free to attend. Follow us on all our social media pages. The link is there in our bio on Instagram, on X, on LinkedIn, and on Facebook, and even on YouTube. Just look for Proudly South African and register for free. Yeah.
All right, we're definitely going to be there. Thank you so much. On the line with us, Chief Executive Officer of Proudly South African, Eustace Mashimbye. It is 3:30.
Get Channel Africa on DSTV Audio Bouquet. Channel 802. Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
A very good afternoon from the sports desk. I am Mosibu Dimakura with the latest sports news at the hour. So we'll start with local football news. Mamelodi Sundowns head coach Megaga Doso has detailed just how his side rose to the challenge in a high-stakes top of a table clash against log leaders Orlando Pirates, claiming all 3 points away from home in the Betway Premiership on Wednesday night. Now, the defending Betway Premiership champions were put under intense pressure in the early stages at the FNB Stadium in Johannesburg, but struck decisively to race into a 2-0 lead within minutes. Sundowns eventually held on for a crucial 2-1 victory, and speaking afterwards, Coach Cardoso said the contest unfolded largely as it was anticipated.
But I think the strategy we had, the positioning on the pitch, and the commitment towards that moment of the game was, together with the quality of Rowan, enough to cope with the moment. I think we were not very clever when that maybe 20 minutes when we won the ball. We were not very clever on managing the ball in terms of putting and playing the ball on the spaces that were available. Basically, we tried to rush to go on the goal. And obviously, it's not the way to play against Orlando Pirates. That is a team that wants spaces, wants the game stretched, wants to play contra of the counter-attack, wants to win balls and put numbers. So we made a few mistakes.
So a disappointed Orlando Pirates head coach Abdel Islam Wadu last night had this to say about their loss, of course, to Mamelodi Sundowns in the Betway Premiership. It was a top-of-a-table clash. It was played, by the way, in front of 60,000 spectators at the FNB Stadium, producing a result that will have a significant impact on just how the league title race will unfold with the second half of the season truly underway. Sundowns do have a game in hand, reduce Pirates' lead to 3 points in the Betway Premiership, but Wadu says they are continuing to believe that they can still win the Betway Premiership title this season.
You know, in football, if you ask me that question when 5 games left, I would be agree with you, but the number of the game that we still have everything can happen, you know, and 13 games, I think I have to say 13 or 14 games. For me, we still have to work.
This was, of course, was Pirates' first loss in the league since October of 2025 when they lost back-to-back opening matches to Sekhukhune United as well as Marumo Gallants. Wadu says this is not the end of the world, and it's also very important to keep on motivating the boys after a good run that have seen them being favourites for the title this season.
If you have seen the second half, of course we pushed, we create some chances. Unfortunately, we didn't put them in the net, and it's just to give hope to the guys, to motivate them. You have to choose the right words as well, not to put them down, but to keep believing, to keep them believe on what we are doing.
Further field now, Liverpool manager Arne Slot says more needs to be done to avoid racism in football following allegations by Real Madrid's Brazilian forward Vinicius Jr. that he was subjected to a racist abuse from Benfica's Argentine winger, that is Gianluca Prestiani. Now, Real's 1-0 Champions League playoff first leg at Benfica on Tuesday was overshadowed by Vinicius Jr. accusing the goalkeeper of directing a racist slur at him, a charge denied by the Portuguese club, the player, as well as their manager Jose Mourinho. Now, European soccer governing body UEFA said it was now reviewing the incident, which led to the game being halted for 11 minutes under FIFA's anti-racism protocol. And finally, in cricket news, South African women's all-rounder Marizanne Kamp has been ruled out of the upcoming ICC Women's Championship One-Day International Series against Pakistan that is scheduled from the 22nd of February to the 1st of March due to illness. Now, Kamp experienced discomfort shortly after completing her spell during the first innings of the third T20 International on Monday. Following further medical assessments, the Proteas women's medical team has now opted to rest her as a precaution. Now, DP World Lions bowling all-rounder as well as former SA Under-19 women standout Faye Cowling has now received her maiden national call-up, this after, of course, impressing at last month's national training camp in the capital city, Pretoria. It is 15:36 p.m. Central African time. It concludes your sports news on the upside. There's a final sporting update for the afternoon coming up in the next hour with the Africa in Business team. As always, for any sports stories you'd like to share with us, do send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Call us. The newsroom line is +27 11714 4459. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Mosito Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Africa at Play with Neto and ETO Chemane.
Lelintle, talk to us about your relationship with your father, Coach Pitso. What is this one thing that he said to you that is still stuck at the top of your head?
Coach Pitso and our mom, Moira Tlhagale, have always told us that whatever we do in life, we must do it to the best of our abilities and represent our family well. But the big thing is do what you love and do it with all the passion that you can. And I think we see it in both their work. I mean, my mom has done a really good job with placing Coach Pitso in different clubs around the world, and she's negotiated contracts. She's showing that as a woman, you can also do work that is seen, and you can also get respect from men in a male-dominated space. And I think my dad has also shown that, you must never underestimate the Black African man.
Lelintle Mosimane, a South African communications and digital media professional. Lelintle is also a daughter to a great mentor when it comes to the game of football, Coach Jingles Mosimane.
Live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m.
38 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African Time, Buntle Headbush is standing by with the latest in business news.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Thanks, Tebogo. Good afternoon. Our top business story this hour: Nigerian President Bola Tinubu and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz have discussed deepening cooperation on security, power and infrastructure. In a 9-minute phone call on Wednesday, the two leaders discussed reviving a stalled presidential electricity project in Nigeria involving German conglomerate Siemens and Nigeria buying used German helicopters. The Nigerian presidency says Tinubu told Merz Nigeria needed help to upgrade its power transmission network. A 2019 agreement with Siemens to rehabilitate transmission lines and power distribution substations funded by German banks aimed to achieve 7,000 megawatts of reliable power by 2021 and 11,000 megawatts by 2023, however, is faced regulatory, logistical and financing challenges. Executive Mayor Dr. Nasipi Moya of the city of Tshwane in South Africa's Gauteng province has confirmed that the long outstanding 3.5% wage increase owed to municipal workers since 2021 will be implemented from the 1st of March until 2028, starting with low-income employees. The increase applies to more than 21,000 employees and will cover basic salaries and benefits, with back pay to be processed from July. The adjustment stems from a collective wage agreement for the 2021-2022 financial year, negotiated between the city and labour unions. Moya says the agreement was approved by the Mayoral Committee and the South African Local Government Bargaining Council. Moya outlined how the phased payments will be rolled out over the next 3 years during a briefing in Pretoria.
In 2026, task levels 1 to 6, which covers 8,139 employees, will be paid in June, August and October. In 2027, task levels 7 to 9, covering 8,224 employees, will be paid in February, May and December. In 2028, task levels 11 to 18, covering 4,601 employees, will be paid in April, August and November. In 2029, which is the last year, task levels 19 to 22, covering 125 employees, will be paid in February.
Meanwhile, the South African Municipal Workers Union, SAMU, has hailed the current City of Tshwane administration for finally implementing the long outstanding 3.5% salary increase owed to municipal workers since 2021. However, the union emphasized that the responsibility for the delay lies with the previous administration, which failed to honor the agreed wage increase over several years. The increase applied to more than 21,000 employees and will cover basic salaries and benefits, with back pay to be processed from July 2021. The adjustment stems from a collective wage agreement for the 2021-22 financial year and will be implemented from the 1st of March until 2028, starting with low-income employees. Tshwane Regional Chairperson of SAMU, Lekhuleni Mapatso.
We are here sitting in this room trying to fix the mess that has been created by Silas Bank. We are here because we had an administration that did not have the interest of workers at heart. We had an administration that presided over the collapse of the finances of this particular city. We had an administration presided by Brink that only prioritized affluent areas and forgot about townships.
Environmental activists in South Africa say government has failed in its duty to include communities when drafting policy and budgets. This comes ahead of the budget speech next week. Water infrastructure, facilities for fisherfolk, and climate change are among some of the critical issues that activists are hoping will be accommodated for in Minister Enoch Godongwana's speech. Founder of the South Durban Community Environmental Alliance, Desmond Desar, is hopeful for a more productive budget, as many of the past did not come to fruition.
From what I've observed and understand with all the work of 30 years working in Durban, the budgets have failed to address the core issues of climate change, but also about decency and dignity. And despite this progressive constitution that we have in South Africa, the most progressive constitution in the world, one of, we have failed to address the issue of decency and dignity. And as a result of no decency and no dignity, no service delivery to the poorest of the poor, climate change has increased and exacerbated. And for the poor people who bear the brunt of all that, they got worse. Things have got worse and challenging, and many lives have been lost on account of the climate change.
The U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright has given the International Energy Agency a one-year deadline to move away from its net zero climate-focused agenda or risk losing the U.S. as a member. In 2015, the U.S. and nearly 200 other countries signed the Paris Accords, an international pledge to limit global warming by burning less oil, gas or coal, with a goal of reaching net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. Wright says the U.S. will use all the pressure it has to get the IEA to eventually, in the next year or so, move away from the net zero agenda. He said that it was not the U.S.'s goal to withdraw from the IEA because they don't want to risk China gaining more influence over the agency if the U.S. leaves. And now taking a look at the indicators. $1 US in Nigeria is trading at 1,341 naira. In Botswana, it's 13 pula 3. Kenya, the dollar is trading at 128 shilling and 2. And in Zambia, it's 18 kwacha 58. The BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is trading at 5 real 22. Russia, 76 rubles 50. In India, it's 90 rupees 69. China, 6 yuan 90. And South Africa, $1 is trading at 16 rand 2 cents. $1 is trading at 73 pence to the British pound and 84 to the euro. Looking at commodities, gold is trading at $4,987 per ounce, platinum $2,091 per ounce, while Brent crude oil is at $71.29 a barrel. And that's the business news. I'll be back with our final look at the indicators in the next hour. For any stories you'd like to share with us, please do send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or give us a call on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Buntle Hetbush.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet. Channel 628. The voice of the continent. Now online. With all your sports fixtures, lifestyle, and more. 60 years of Channel Africa. Your trusted voice. Your African perspective. Into the future. The right music. All the time. On Channel Africa, the African perspective. No fairy tales, just the facts and the music you love. On Channel Africa.
Ginger me with pillow talking pretty things. Oh, ginger me by candlelight and long walks by the lagoon. Ginger me with intellect and wine. Ginger me, boy, with kindness and cool. Ginger me slowly. Yes, so ginger me slowly. Ginger me with poetry and roses in the afternoon. Ginger me with trips to Monaco and to the Nile. Ginger me with power and humility. Oh, ginger me, boy. Ginger me with your love. Ginger me slowly. Yes, so ginger me heart and I'll show you mine. Slow it down, hold me longer. I'll be your girl if we do it slowly. Ginger me with unexpected kisses and a dance. Ginger me with breakfast in bed for just us two. Ginger me with dreams of love and faithfulness. Ginger me, boy, with your heart, boy. Ginger me slowly, yeah, so. Ginger me slowly. Slow down, 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 slow down,
So me with ginger me slowly. What does ginger mean again?
Like romance me.
Oh, romance me.
Write me poetry every day.
Oh, yeah. You did tell me that last time.
Yeah.
I forgot. It's not something I've gotten used to, by the way. It's not a
it's
common
okay.
expression. Ginger me.
And it's okay, you know? Maybe you could start using it from tonight. With your,
Why
with
tonight?
your lady.
Like you can just say now, like this afternoon.
Or this afternoon.
And also, I don't have a lady. 10
Wow.
minutes before 4 p.m. Central African time. Don't go anywhere. On the other side of this, we hand over the mic to the Queen of Africa in business. That is Tami Ngubeni.
For 60 years, Channel Africa has connected the continent. Celebrate the journey. Celebrate the African perspective.
Darubini ya Afrika na I am Henry Shakif.
Kiongozi wa chama kikuu cha upinzani nchini Tanzania Tundu Lissu anayekabiliwa na kesi ya uhaini anasema hajala chakula licha ya kesi inayomkabili awali kuahirishwa. Pengine haya malalamiko yana mashiko ya namna yoyote?
Kama yana mashiko ama hayana ni jambo tofauti, kwa sababu yeye muda uliotolewa mchana ni kwa ajili ya kwenda kula. Nakumbuka kwamba Lissu ni mahabusu, sio mfungwa. Japokuwa sijajua taratibu za magereza zinakuaje wanapokuwa na wafungwa na mahabusu, lakini mahabusu wanapelekwa chakula na ndugu zao kutoka nje.
Na kama tunavyofahamu kesi hii ikiwa inaendelea, imeelezwa kwamba itakuwa inaendelea kusikilizwa mfululizo ili kuweza kuendelea na kuweza kuimaliza kwa haraka. Yeye mwenyewe ndio ambaye anajitetea Tundu Lissu. Pengine wana namna ya wao kutaka kuleta hukumu ya haraka, au haya ni maelezo ya awali?
Hapana, ni kesi inaendelea na wanashikiliwa mashahidi. Kwa hiyo lazima itapelekwa haraka, kwa sababu pia limekuwa ni ombi la mshtakiwa mwenyewe anayejitetea Tundu Lissu.
Darubini ya Afrika kila Jumatatu hadi Ijumaa kuanzia saa 11 kamili hadi saa 12 kamili jioni majira ya Afrika ya Kati.
Tebogo and Mmatsheko from the upside.
Jump up on my body like animal. Dance make you feel like carnival. I go lock you down like criminal. One touch feeling like 1 million. People just say what you like a cinema. Wine bandit thing like carnival. Make sure you do nobody else like you. Baby, don't whine, panty, come give me that. Jump up on my body like animal. Dance, make you feel like carnival. I go lock you down like criminal. One touch, feeling like 1 million. People just say what you like a cinema. Wine bandit thing like carnival. Make sure you do nobody else like me. We bust it on mine, you're not to bend them. Me, I just want some for the center. Baby, gyrate, your waistline. Roll it down, no slow down. Just bring them to me now. Submit now, no teasing. Yeah. Baby, don't whine pan your seat, come give me that. Jump up on my body like animal. Dance make you feel like carnival. I go lock you down like criminal. One touch feeling like 1 million. People just they watch you like a cinema. Wine bandit thing like carnival. Make sure you do nobody else like it. One jazzy, the way you do fantastic. Have to put on glasses. Make you no blind me with this your body. Wanna see you whining for the wall. Make me want to turn into the wall. Make me feel like we know they for real life. Everything nice where you are. Baby, don't whine on your seat, come give me that. Jump up on my body like animal. Dance make you feel like carnival. I go lock you down like criminal. One touch feeling like 1 million. People just they watch you like a cinema. Wine bandit thing like carnival. Make sure you do nobody else like me. Tested, approved and trusted. Tested, approved and trusted. Oh, please believe. Tested, approved and trusted. Tested, approved and trusted.
5 minutes before 4 p.m. Central African Time. Tested. This is how you define Channel Africa, right? Tested, approve, and trusted. Benna boy. Come on.
Clock it.
Clock. What? How do you clock?
Khadi.
Something. One,
Khadi.
2 fingers.
Khadi.
Something like that.
Yes, sir.
Fun show we had today.
Really
As
good
always.
show. A huge success.
As always.
Yes.
And we invite you to join us again tomorrow, same time, same place. For now, we hand over the mic to the Queen of Africa in business, Tami Ngubeni, from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. From us, the Upsiders, Mmatsheko, Mosito.
I love this.
What's for dinner?
What's for dinner?
Yes.
Rice cakes and a smoothie.
Rice cake.
I had too much Indian food yesterday. I need to cool down.
Uzozi Sol. Bye-bye.